Hello guys, welcome to the next Resident Evil Challenge Watchalong. Thank you very much for joining. It's really fun taking another stroll down memory lane. Had a really good stream last week where we did the first two challenges of Season 1. And now we continue that and we do challenges 3 and challenges 4 of Season 1. And man, this is going to be a lot longer than last week. So the very first challenge the third challenge was an hour and a half long, so it's much longer than the version that you've seen on YouTube. So these are the uncut, unedited versions. Well, they have been edited, but all of the footage from Season 1. And yeah, some of you may have these. These are the old Resident Evil Challenger archives. So we're actually re-releasing this. We're doing a 2.0 version at the moment where all of these challenges that you're going to watch over the watch-alongs are going to be on here. So the new one is going to be 6 discs. It's going to include seasons 1 to 4, the Naughty Dog Challenge, the Metal Gear Solid 4 Challenge, everything. So yeah, if you haven't pre-ordered one, if you're interested, there's a link just in the YouTube, email through, and all of the profits are going to the Help Them Help Us Heroes charity, which is what we're doing all this stuff for. There's also a link there if you fancy doing a donation, and all donations will also be up for winning some Resident Evil Challenger merchandise. So you might win a copy of this, you might win a copy of some other stuff. So yeah, all to play for. So yeah, I think without any further ado, we've got a long stream to get through. So let's go for Challenge 3 of Season 1.
Resident Evil Challenger.
And I made these little new openings that I think are quite cool. You didn't opening last week, but
Right.
all of the challenges from the
challenge.
new DVD will be
Veronica's
having
in.
that new opening. That's pretty
I'm
cool.
going for Veronica, and Nathan's doing 0 first. Right, and just to check, that's what the proper time is. I've set my clock to as close as I can.
Man, I still can't believe we started some of these so late in the day.
Right,
Like
so-
starting at
right, let me just try and
3:30 in
get
the
both of them.
afternoon means that you don't finish till 3:30 the
1.
following afternoon. So
Right, let's get
it's a whole
started.
morning and day where you're doing
Evil challenge
anything.
begin.
And it just means that you get a lot tireder the following day. So yeah, we've definitely learnt a lot in these 15 years. And speaking of being unprepared, this is where Nathan was doing Leech Hunter before the challenge to try and unlock some more weapons. Like, I don't know why we didn't do it first and then start the challenge timer,
Finished
but
hard mode with
live and
Leech Hunter,
learn.
so he wants to unlock the infinite handgun ammo.
Yeah.
But that's the only like cheat using. You're playing the game on hard mode, right?
Yeah.
Right. So just hard. I don't have any cheats on Veronica. So.
Yeah. But anyway, about to start Leech Hunter, so
How many times are you gonna fuck this up?
once hopefully. Well, not at all. But anyway.
Well,
That's one of my favourite lines.
at least you get the submachine
I'm
gun.
gonna fuck it
ammo.
up just once.
Oh no, because you died, didn't you? So you don't get anything.
No, I think you do.
Oh, you do. Oh, right. Submachine gun ammo. I thought it said that you don't get anything unless you leave out the front door.
Oh, sorry, I just
Well, so
realised we're
Nathan
dropping
died,
dropping a couple of frames on this.
I'm not doing too good myself. I've already been on caution twice,
Oh,
and I've
gross.
not really got very far. I've only just got those double pistols if that's on me. But let's rock on.
Shotgun on Leech Hunter, and now Luke wants to play as well.
Hey, look, it's emo hair.
Oh yeah, sorry, this is dropping quite a lot of frames for some reason.
Yes, shut up. Right.
Just finished Leech Hunter and got 23.
Let's pray that you've got the. Is it shotgun or handgun?
Handgun, am I hopefully?
And you get nothing.
What the fuck?
All of that time invested for
Right,
nothing.
Have a go.
Oh, poor Nathan.
Just come into the palace for the first time. But there's a fuckload of zombie dogs outside.
Okay, I just played with some of the
man, that's
streaming
arse,
settings there.
Nathan.
Hopefully
You spent
that
like an hour doing
might
that.
have fixed the dropping frames.
Well, we really should have double checked that first. Oh well, we'll see you soon.
Just starting Leech Hunter again, because we need 30 leeches, not 20.
Man, so much time just being wasted. It's just crazy.
Oh, well.
Got the timer going this whole time, and we're faffing around with Leech Hunter. Just still no idea why we just didn't do this before. Ridiculous.
I managed to do it, so it wouldn't be too worried.
But anywho, back to the games. Goodbye.
Yeah, just it's easier if we don't have to.
Cool. I think we've solved the stream lag there. Also, one thing I forgot to do. I ask you all, crack one open. Let's go back. Let's enjoy these experiences. Whether it's a beer, whether it's a Lucasade, let's enjoy these.
Oh shit, Nathan's getting munched. Oh, this is not good. It's a shotgun, baby.
Man, it's been so long since we've
on,
had
we're
Leech
getting
Hunter
shot.
involved in a Resident Evil challenge. It's a really fun little mode.
Oh. Oh yes, one handgun bullet did the job.
Right, this is me finishing Leech Hunter. I got 31 leeches, so they should definitely give me the pistol.
If not, I think the camera's not going to be in your hands for much longer, and it will be
No.
outside the window.
How did I do it quicker when I got more? Fucking random. Yes!
Yay! Nathan got the unlimited handgun.
But oh well, I'm happy now. I can actually.
And a
start
very
doing
young
something.
Izzy there as well.
Screen. Well, I'm an hour in, and
And for those of you asking, this beer here is a Lansdowne IPA West Coast.
See if
They're very nice. Although if this stream's 3 hours long, I might be a bit pissed by then.
Resident Evil 0 hard mode with infinite handgun ammo and submachine gun ammo, but we haven't got the submachine gun yet. And me, I've just done the bit with the submarine on Veronica. I'll probably continue in about 2 minutes or whatever. I really should have looked over the balcony first.
So I think I was kind of overcompensating in this challenge because in challenge 2 that we saw last week, we had the problems with the camera where it was just cutting out all the time whilst we were trying to record. I just end up filming a lot more for this challenge. And also that in so many of the challenges, we missed like boss fights or moments where something happened. And so I was getting a better understanding that it was just better to try and film more and just have more there when you go back into the edit. So yeah, that's why on this challenge we've got literally 3 times as much footage in the previous challenge.
Here we are.
What, Billy's dead?
Wow, I used 83%. Billy, what? No, he's not dead. You're getting me confused now.
As out of interest for you guys, what's your favourite challenge of season 1? And most importantly, why?
Josh killed the first Dougie Woogies.
Interesting accent from Nathan there.
Oh shit.
Oh, you were like... Nathan's about to have the fight with the Scorpion. One thing, Nathan.
Oh,
I
the
think
classic
fan
Scorpion
gives
boss.
The TV screen interference because it's now got lines on it. Right, turn it off a second, see if it changes it. No. Oh well.
I think it's just.
I think it might have just been the whole time. Can you turn it back on, please?
Matt, how many times is Nathan going to burp in this challenge? This is ridiculous. I don't think he was aware I was recording so much.
No, I just forgot to pick up the ice pick.
Ice pick, ice pick. Well, I'll record you in like 2 seconds.
Irritating.
Right.
Especially when I'm about to fight this fuck.
Oh yes.
Oh, where's he shooting? Shooting
Remember, aim
totally the
down.
wrong place. Always aim down at that Scorpion boss. There's no point ever shooting straight. And also, welcome Kemi
And don't
in
get
the
too close,
live
otherwise
chat.
you just shoot
This
the
is
thing.
his very first ever watching a,
Sort of like
well,
that.
sort of like a Resident Evil live stream. He just joined our Discord group yesterday, so welcome Kemi. Good to have you.
This isn't good.
I'm taking so many hits already and I'm like,
Oh, that was a good shot.
I just with this Scorpion boss, I just don't think it's
No.
ever worth wasting
No.
like your hunting gun or shotgun rounds or
At least
anything.
you can just
Especially with
murder
like an
the
infinite handgun. I think it's just better to just aim down, just keep shooting and just waiting for the right moments.
You're getting some good shots of that. Right, now you just need to go nuts. And remember, aim down the whole time.
I'm also really intrigued to know what you guys think of Zero, because most people I speak to have a real kind of mixed opinion on Zero. I think it's quite a divisive game. Some people like the kind of older style of it, you know, the more modern graphics. Some people find it infuriating with like the inventory and everything. So I'd be intrigued to see what you guys think of it.
He's not
like
getting...
a good game glitch.
He's not dying, but he's not attacking you, so...
Man,
Is he
that
dead?
boss takes a
Oh.
lot of ammo.
Well in, my son.
Hello, I'm just about to go and work in the shop or make dinner or something. And I've just got the hook shot.
Oh man,
And
Nathan looks
Luke
so
wants to
young.
say some stuff as well.
Top of Izzy's
Hello,
head there.
oh
My
comes
god,
on the
that's very
coast, you may wanna
invasive.
watch.
There is the pen.
I chucked it down there. Right.
Oh, a little Lucasade in the corner, a purple Lucasade.
Right. You need to right, left, right, left, right, right.
Kieran in the chat saying Zero is my least favourite Resident Evil game. Wow.
I know
Is
what
that
it
like
was
out of the
anyway, it's
entire
1970
series?
something.
Like, do you like it less than, say, Dead Aim and some of the other sort of spin-offs? See, ever since this challenge, ever since this little moment here, I have never, ever forgotten this passcode. Because I always have this song stuck in my head. I think it's a good way to remember this one.
70. I think it's 5, it's either 5 or 2.
No?
I'm going to have to guess at 5. No, wrong.
Come on, Nouge, you'll get this.
Or it actually might be 19. Right, we'll try 2. No. It's much
Come on,
better.
Nouge. Oh, man.
Or let's try 1970. No. 1970.
This is nearly as bad as me on the Umbrella Lab or my Resident Evil 2 remake stream from
Yes,
last weekend.
thought so.
Although the less said about that stream, the better, I think. For those of you who were there.
Much quicker to do it that way than to do the whole clock puzzle. Right, Nathan, can you write down 1971? I'll do it, don't worry.
Nathan, can you? No, I'll do it.
1971.
What, 71? Oh, missed it.
Right. Get ready for this Bandersnatch fight.
I love the Bandersnatchers. I feel they've been underutilised in the series. It would have been quite nice to have had them in some of the more modern games. I mean, hopefully, I've still got my fingers crossed that there'll be a Code Veronica remake. Because the Bandersnatchers in the new engine and everything would be out. So yeah, hopefully that happens. Also, for any of you proper hardcore Resident Evil Challenger fans, I'd be intrigued to see who do a spot the difference from this unedited version. Who can notice what scenes are new and which ones you haven't seen before. Test your memories.
Whoops.
I'm really looking forward to giving Code Veronica a play in Challenge 2020. It'd be really fun.
Now I need to go back
Going to be
the clock.
attempting it in knife only, which that could be quite interesting. But I've been practicing. I think I should be okay. It's just how the boss fights go will be the real sort of make it or break
I'll
it
do it in a
moments.
minute.
Cross your fingers that Alexia
this
doesn't
is-
screw me in.
Why isn't she aiming properly? Just to get the handgun upgrade in a minute. Just leave it, Izzy, I'll do it.
Also, Bobby McKenna also known as Swift in the chat, saying, I've already noticed that you've, one of the differences in this version is that you cut out all of those attempts from the 1971 password to try and make yourself slicker. Caught red-handed, what can I say? I'm busted.
Hand pots. Lockpick.
Sour.
No, I'm about to have dinner in a minute.
Oh, is he offering me sweets?
One
How
of my
cute.
favourite parts of this game.
One of my favourite
I
parts.
don't know why.
You don't really do anything. You push a block and you put a sword into a statue. Why is that one of my favourite parts?
Custard on the floor.
So, Sea-Doll has been a classic, following all of our streams recently. Good to see you back again, man. Asking in the chat. I think I'll have more trouble with the Dr. Zombie and Code Veronica. Man, that bloody Dr. Zombie is a nightmare. In fact, you're right. I'll probably have more attempts trying to get past him than Alexia. Like, can anyone actually think of a zombie that is more difficult to beat than that Dr. Zombie? Especially like on knife only. Like, oh man. I've got to prepare, I think, 2 healing items.
I think it's
Just for that
torture
one zombie.
chain
It's not even a
thing.
boss fight. It's ridiculous.
We'll see you in a minute. Right, I've just saved and we've now got dinner, so we'll see you in about 15 to 20 minutes.
Wow, what
Well,
a
Nathan
fantastic
is back
update
at
there.
our house. He's just had his dinner and he's finally continuing with Zero.
What? Oh, it's this bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stay tuned, viewers. This bit's quite
Oh, for God's sakes, Nathan, stop burping.
Wow, that wasn't as scary the first time it happened.
Yeah, that moment, the very first time I played Zero and that zombie burst out of the
Right,
fridge,
I've just come back.
scared the hell out of me.
I'm
Well,
about
freezer,
to
not fridge.
load my save bin after some nice dinner. Yes. Oh, Nathan wants to come.
See, the thing about this challenge, I find, is that it's less of like the updates being the big boss moments and the moments where we're dying, getting frustrated. It's just more filming the gameplay. I guess it felt a bit more like a stream in a way, because this was still before we even started live streaming any of the games. This was before like there was streaming on Twitch
thank
or
God,
YouTube
that
or
bloody
anything.
sound
So
stopped.
I guess I kind of
It's
wanted
gonna
to
come
show
back.
off a bit more gameplay than just boss fights. It's quite interesting.
Yo ho. We need to tell him about those chavs.
Oh yeah.
Nathan just died against the millipede boss.
So I don't know if you heard that line there,
Set
but you
back.
heard me say to Nathan,
He didn't
we need to
say,
tell him
but
about
from
those
what I've
chavs.
seen, I guess
Because
about
again,
half an hour.
this is another challenge where me and
not too
Nathan decided to
good.
go into town and to go
Missed out a lot of
shopping
time from the
before we did a
challenge and,
24-hour gaming
dinner,
marathon.
whatever, so
Still didn't have our priorities right.
needs to try and speed up.
Yeah, and whilst we were there, like we actually got started on by 2 chavs in town. Like they started pushing us around, and we thought we were going to have a fight. So, man, this challenge could have been very different. Could have been the first Resident Evil challenge where we both had a black eye. No idea why we got started on, but yeah, it's just weird. Burgess Hill for you, I suppose.
Fuck, I've got loads of grenade rounds.
And loads of ammo.
See, this is where Izzy was starting to get it. And now, I mean, she's probably better than me and Nathan in some of the games. Like, she's pretty serious. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing her doing, like, she's actually going to be doing, like, a mini challenge during the Challenge 2020. So she's going to be attempting a few herself. So I'll be intrigued to see how well she does.
Ah,
What are you meant to do?
Also, I have to say, what do you guys think of this remastered version? So this isn't one that was on the DVDs. This isn't one that's ever been released before. So I literally captured this from a tape this week. So it's twice the resolution. I've enhanced the colours. The sound's a bit better as well. So yeah, I think it's looking way nicer. Like when you put them side by side, the original one on YouTube just looks quite grainy and noisy and pixelated, but this one's looking a lot nicer and cleaner too.
Random bit I'll show
And yeah, I also forgot to say that we've got the DVDs, which will be coming out in about 2 weeks, but we'll also be making digital downloads of all of the
It's really
challenges
weird.
and the
When I
streams
put
and everything
Rebecca,
available, hopefully
near
by the
that,
end of
it-
next
the
week.
thing fell
So
down.
yeah, stay tuned for that.
and I got game over. It was really weird.
Red facility. Go on, Billy Magic, let's get this done.
Boss fight with the millipede.
Kemi in the chat just saying, just noticed the date. I noticed I was only 2 years old when this happened. I know, this is from 15 years ago. This is literally half of my life. I'm 30 now, so this is literally half of my lifespan away, which is just crazy. And we're still doing this now, which,
doesn't sound too
yeah,
good.
it's really awesome.
Sound like that hurt her.
That was a good shot.
Shoot that millipede.
Yeah, Izzy. See, she had our back. So Daniel Branley, I'll find the season 4 tapes. So I don't know if you're referring to Resident Evil Challenge 4 season 1, which is the one we're playing next. That's the only challenge that I can't find the original tape for, the Cheap Nemesis challenge. Like that tape has just
Don't
completely
worry, she doesn't
disappeared
die
somewhere.
too soon.
But all of the other ones, all of season 1, season 2, season 3, they've all been rescanned. And then from season 4, we were using a camera which had a built-in hard drive
Really
anyway,
weird. When
so
I was
it's
killing it
tapeless.
last time,
So that's been a lot easier to. A couple of the later challenges as well, I've been tidying up the edit. So like challenge 4 season 3, we filmed with 2 cameras, but it was at a point before I really knew how to edit 2 cameras together. So I'm putting together at the moment an edit where it sort of jumps between the 2 different angles at points. So it should be a bit more interesting to see than the YouTube version.
Handguns.
Cocktails.
Oh. Oh dear. Well, I'm sure you'll get some more ammo soon. Well, let's hope you do.
And Demo Morgan in the chat saying, are you and Nathan going to go shopping before Resident Evil Challenge 2020? Well, I suppose it's tradition, isn't it? If we're going to have Lucas Abe, we might as well do some shopping.
Shut up.
I think I'm starting to catch up.
Yeah, you're doing pretty well. You've stayed focused. After I fought these 2 times, I'm going to have a big break. And the camera's all of a sudden gone out of focus. That's better. Right, should better equip something more reliable.
Oh man, I can't remember the last challenge where I had that amount of firepower for some of the bosses. I mean, like, I think probably since the end part of season 2, we were doing handgun only and knife only. Well, I think it was season 3 we started doing knife only, but at least the later part was when we were doing handgun only. So it's been ages since we've had all these kind of weapons.
Best just to use the grenade launcher.
So this Tyrant boss fight, I am a little bit nervous about doing knife only. Because it's just so 50-50. It's all about the very first knife hit that you go for. So basically my tactic is you run up straight to him, and when he does his very first swipe, if you time it right, you can knife him and you dodge that very first swipe. And if you can do that, then you can get the next following 3 hits or so in, and then he goes down to his knee. And so it's all about that very first hit, but it's so hard to get the timing of it right. So that might take quite a few attempts to get right.
4 hours, and I'm almost at the end of the first disc, which I'm very, very proud of. But now I've got the second Tyrant boss, the most irritating boss I can think of. never.
And look,
thought
see, this is where the
about
Afro was
dying,
gone.
and I haven't died.
R.I.P.
game yet,
Afro.
So let's see if I can continue my undying legacy.
Undying legacy. What was I talking about? So C-Doll in the chat asking if I'm going to be using retries during Code Veronica. I will be using retries, but only, I think, during the Alexia boss fight. So I'd like to not finish the game with a terrible grade. So I think I'll be reloading the game for most parts, but Alexia, I will be using retries, because if you don't use a retry and you die, then you have to go back before you do the boss fight with Steve. So so getting back to Alexia each time takes about 10 minutes, and that's like a lot of challenge time that could be lost through that. So I think that part I will be using retries, but hopefully I won't be using them anywhere else. Maybe Nosferatu, we'll see. See how we're doing for time.
You know you're going to get hit, you can't dodge it. Now I need to use some help before I get game over. Danger. Why didn't I take any more health out of the box? I had all the health items in the world, and I had to take 2 pieces.
So one thing that I have learned in the past couple of years, and something that we didn't ever make enough use of during playing Code Veronica, was the BOW gas rounds. In fact, I don't even know if we used them in any Resident Evil challenges, but I kind of underestimated how powerful they are. So the green BOW gas rounds that you get from the grenade launcher actually half the health of any enemy that you're fighting, including bosses. So if I'd used it on this boss fight, or Alexia, or Final Alexia, we would have beaten them so much quicker. But the catch is there's only 3 of them in the entire game, so you have to really be sparing of them.
Oh, I still got some health. Danger. Let's see if I can get to the... No. Oh, I died. Oh. Fuck. Why is it
Such an epic death.
Fucking boss without getting killed? Why? For fuck's sake.
Absolutely devastated.
To my undying expectations, but like I said, this boss ain't easy.
So Melback in the chat asking if me and Nathan will be eating tea bags in the upcoming challenge. Well, that's all up to you guys. I mean, over the years, as I'm sure you know, we've eaten tea bags, we've eaten coffee grounds. There was that challenge where I ate that weird pepper oil, well, drank that weird pepper oil. So it's up to you. I mean, we could do tea bags, we could do a variety of different tea bags. Whatever you think, open to suggestions. Like, I really want to make Challenge 2020 as interactive as we can, so any ideas and stuff you've got, please feel free to send them through.
Oh, lucky I got that shot in.
And yeah, MR in the chat saying, I remember restarting a whole new game because of this plain Tyrant boss fight.
Yeah.
And man, I've done that multiple times. I think the very first time I played through this game, I had to restart the boss fight because I just didn't have enough health or ammo to beat this Tyrant. And I also wasn't aware that pushing the box did damage to him. When Matt, who did a couple of the Resident Evil challenges, well, the Naughty Dog and Metal Gear Solid 4 challenge, I played through Code Veronica with him, and we had to restart the entire game again because we just didn't have enough ammo. So if you don't know what you're doing, the plain Tyrant is a really, really brutal and challenging boss fight. But make use of the crate. If you've got the BOW rounds, use some of them, and just try and keep your distance. I think social distancing with Tyrant is a very good tactic to have.
As long as I don't miss that shot I missed last time, should be the best I've ever got it in. Oh crap, the camera's about to short out of battery. Let's hope I can just get this all in. I bet I'm going to do it and then it's going to run out of battery. No, it's got a logo with low battery on it. Come on. Oh, I've got a good offence there. What hell did she got?
Hang on, I'll be back in 1 sec, guys. I think my internet's being used up. 2 secs.
I'd say this thing's about ready to go out the plane. And I'll take your advice.
Just like if you're streaming.
Excuse me. What? So what was that, Nathan? You've got all the statue bits now.
Yup. and so I can put them on the scales and open up the
big painting of Marcus.
paint.
And yes, you're right, I still haven't beaten that fucking rump muncher.
Right.
Let's try again. I will do it this time. I have a really good feeling.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I found out Grace was trying to download Illustrator on our laptop. So sorry about the drop frames there.
Right, I must use the health this time. Oh, okay, maybe not. Wish I could see where he was. So I doubt that's touching him. Guess I better not waste anymore. Right, I must do it this time, come on. Thank fuck for that.
Yes,
Right,
I
to
did
leave
give her the
back.
boot off the internet.
And we can catapult his ass back to Jacksonville. Oh crap, he's not bleeding. That ain't a good sign, people. Oh!
Oh, did I miss a rage moment? Ah, gutted. Oh, sorry about that.
Let's pray that this will work. Come on, it's got to work, got to work, got to work. No!
I think at this point I still wasn't aware of the signs that you get when you've done enough damage to the tyrant. It's all about a slow walk.
I know.
When he starts dropping blood, if he's not doing that, you can't get him out of the plane. So it's just a waste of time
Say that
otherwise.
while I waste every single bow arrow I have. Right, I don't think I need to waste any more of those now because he is bleeding heavily. I just need to.
There we go. There are the telltale signs.
Until the catapult is active.
Oh, I missed the blue screen rage. Ah, gutted. Sorry about that.
Oh, good point. Oh, he.
Oh, what an idiot. What an absolute idiot.
Oh.
Oh my god. Crap!
Oh, notice the Lucas aid in the bottom right. Oh man, I'm gutted. I'm literally silent with rage. So angry. I'm so pissed off.
I'm just going to record it when I beat him. Right, viewers, I think I may have it this time. Right, let's go.
I think that's the part that was edited out
Keep
from
all
the
your
YouTube
fingers
version. So many deaths on that bit.
Yes, we did it! Oh, thank fuck for that. Typical, the one time.
Yes, tyrant down.
I think it was explosions.
But
and
still like
chemical
4
stuff.
hours into my
Typical, the
playthrough.
one time
Like,
I don't film all of it.
it's crazy.
Well, I'm off disc 1. Nearly. Just need to wait for this bloody cutscene to go past. Oh, Matt Steele, I'm making a separate save for you as your Code Veronica disc fucked up. That's your save there. Well, the first disc change. Time to put this in, and then I'm going to have a break because that boss has taken all the energy out of me.
Oh, that
I need to
GameCube.
go and
It's
support
the
Nathan,
same
so
one that
let's
I've
put it
always
in.
had, same one I've still got. But I don't think I've got, if you
Probably
notice on the
gonna
top of
continue
it,
about
it's got a little
8.52,
Metroid
so-
cover. It was quite cool, but I don't think I've got that anymore.
We're coming up to 2 hours of recording time from all challenges.
It's crazy. It was all on the same tape.
2
So I
hours.
spent ages
So,
when I was
what was
remastering the challenges, because I haven't
And
looked at these tapes since I had
leave
my very old camera when we were using it back in the days, well, 15 years
Right.
ago. I spent ages
then
trying to
start
find
playing
the other
the
challenges. Like,
shows.
I captured the very first challenge, and then I was like,
Break.
where on earth is challenge 2 and challenge 3 of season 1?
Continue.
I spent ages looking. I looked through boxes. I looked through my parents' house. I looked everywhere, and then I just found it was all on the same tape. I was just so cheap in those days. And I set the recording levels as low as I could. They're all recorded on the same tape. So 3 challenges on
You
one
do
tape.
know the time is probably still. Oh no, you opened that. Don't worry. Yeah, the bit where
Rebecca.
Rebecca's hanging. She's hanging on the. Rebecca's hanging on the thing, and Billy's got to go and save her before she falls down. So we'll give you an update shortly.
Right. Luke's just about to do the lighter puzzle. Lighter statue puzzle.
Oh, blimey, we're up to 48 viewers. This is amazing. Great stuff, guys. Really enjoying doing these
I'm just
watch-alongs.
going to have a little break.
We're going to have to
so I'm
actually
probably
do a
through
weekend
something.
session soon.
But anyway.
Because there's actually a couple more challenges that I've realised that we
See you
need to
next time on the
include
updates.
since originally scheduling this. So we've got the Resident Evil 3 challenge that I did with Jack, also known as Creamy Elephant. Going to play that around the Season 3 time. And then we've had quite a few people that have asked if we want to play the second part of Challenge 1 of Season 3 when we go back and try and beat the alligator boss. So actually I might put that up for a YouTube poll because that video's about 90 minutes long and all it is pretty much just doing that second half of Resident Evil 2. Also the quality of it isn't great because we didn't actually film it, it's just been streamed straight from the webcam. But if you want to include it, if you want to go through the entire archive for this stream, I'm more than happy to, so I'll probably put that up for next week's poll. And we're going to move the polls to YouTube now from Twitter. So we got twice as many votes using the YouTube platform, so all voting will be down on there now.
Whoops. Oh, fucking hell. Can't remember. Too tired.
I'm ready and it's not even...
I know, I'm not even halfway yet. So you're going to get a whole lot worse. But then I've got some more fun games to play. Remaking Resident Evil 2. My two favourite Resident Evils. And this is completely the wrong way. I'll give you an update when I know where I'm meant to be.
Completely clueless.
You guessed it, right? Nathan just got munched by some bloody zombies.
So Benjamin Griffiths in the chat asking, are we going to miss playing Resident Evil games on the GameCube again?
I'm in the bit
In a way, I think I will because, well, the thing I'm going to miss the most is I'm just so used to the GameCube controllers, especially the Wavebird controller. Like that's my favourite controller. So like the Resident Evil games, I find doing knife-only challenges on Code Veronica a lot easier to do because struggling from zombies I find a lot easier to do with the button layout and using the stick and everything. So I will miss using that, but the trade-off means that we'll be able to have you know, better versions of the older Resident Evils. So like Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Resident Evil 2, things like that. We'll be able to have 1080 versions, 1080 HDMI versions of those. So it'll be a lot easier to capture, and I'm just trying to, because I'm already going to be playing on the PS4 and PS3, I'd far rather not to have a third console in the mix for that. So yeah, sad to say goodbye to the GameCube, but I think it's totally necessary for this challenge.
So why didn't he do that 10 years ago when he was locked away?
Maybe because he was really good.
Oh dear, he's not a happy bunny.
He's not a happy bunny. Oh, so this is a classic moment coming up. Going to see who can remember what happens here. And I think this section's actually quite a bit extended from the YouTube version.
Yes. Bitch slap! Wow, he managed to cling on. Emo.
Emo Steve. One of my least favourite Resident Evil characters, I think. The haircut definitely doesn't help him.
Skip this.
No, good point, sir.
Bubble, hey, you all through my brain.
Never known for my singing voice there. Try to sing Jimi Hendrix. Just stick to Resident Evil.
And the purple haze.
Don't worry about the health. You don't ever have to play as Claire again. Just use whatever you have to kill him.
Well, that's not true, because you do play as Claire again, and your health is totally decided by this boss fight. So I had that totally wrong.
Now that's why
One tactic that is really useful to know of doing knife only and stuff is to try and do this boss fight without getting poisoned, because if you get Claire poisoned here, then when you play as her again, she's on danger. You lost all of her health. So
Can you zoom in
yeah,
with it?
I totally got it wrong back then.
I don't know.
Just shows how much you learned in 15 years.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, you're gonna get knocked off the edge in a minute. Now I'd move. Come on, just move! You're gonna get knocked off.
It's so weird in Code Veronica having the linear launcher and sniper rifle in first person. Because, you know, you don't get that in Remake, the original Resident Evil, 0, 2, 3. No first person mode. So it was just a really weird sort of shoehorn. But I guess it kind of worked.
You're just going to have to waste with the handgun, put it on auto. Equip it would be helpful.
So so Soul Killer X in the chat asking about prices on the DVDs. So the new box set we're releasing that I mentioned earlier, I think they're going to be £30. As I said, all of those profits will be going straight to the Heroes charity. So it'll be £30 plus the postage, and we'll be able to post to anywhere in the world. So the postage rate will depend on the country you're in. The public downloads link. So basically what will happen is if you do go for that, I'll send you a link to like season 1, season 2, 3, etc. All of the stream archives and things like that. I think it will be £20 and then you can access every single challenge. You can download it whenever you want. They're the full quality versions. So, and if you're also purchasing a DVD, then I'll give you a half price on the public downloads. But yeah, once again, every single penny of profit for all of the stuff, all going to Heroes charity, so I'm not making a penny out of this. So yeah, I think we're collaboratively doing some really good together, which is great. And enjoying Resident Evil, which is the most important part.
Go. What? Oh, no!
Oh man, those edges. Oh, and Mel back in the chat asking, will you sign our DVDs with an autograph? If anyone wants an autograph, you're buying a DVD, just ask, not a problem at all.
Like that. Fuck grades. Fucking grades, don't fuck murder them all. Don't swear.
I think I started to go a bit delirious at this point, even though we're only about 5 hours in.
There might be a first aid spray on one of the corners somewhere, if it's any...
Oh man, he didn't even get the sniper rifle out. He literally stood straight next to Nosferatu. He just got bitch slapped straight off the side. Absolutely ruined.
Oh, thank God I recorded that. Brilliant stuff.
Well, I recorded it, but you don't see it very well because I'm laughing so much.
It was funny, that's all that matters.
Yeah, don't do it again, though.
I don't know if that was a good shot or not. I don't know how bad my house is.
Wouldn't worry about it. But you really need to try just pressing some random buttons to find out what to zoom in. I have a guess it might be the C stick.
No, it's not. I tried it.
And Leia Princess in the chat asking, sorry, I don't want to turn this into a complete sales for the DVDs, but just asking about payment for the DVDs. So I've got an email address in the description. So just send me an email there. I'm just taking a list of names for DVDs because they're going into production next week. And this is a limited box set. So once these are made, then that's it. You know, being able to make like just one after that, like just won't be able to happen. So just send me an email through and I'm just making a list and then all of those names are going to be
the original Resident Evil and Resident Evil 2. If you can get a good shot there. No. You have to get the top part of his heart. Now you just got to go bang, bang, bang with that.
Oh, and Kemi, best entertainment I've had during the lockdown. This is brilliant. We've got a new recruit, guys. Kemi, welcome to the Resident Evil Challenges. It's great to have you here. Thanks for joining. And yeah, as I said, we're doing this every Thursday at 6.
Have you done this?
And yeah, we'll have to do a couple of weekend sessions, but every Thursday at 6, we're going to try and get through 2. But I think with like Challenge 2010, with that whole challenge, which is like an hour and a half long, and some of the other ones are quite long, we might have to do just one challenge in a session. But between now and the Challenge 2020, which will hopefully be in June, which is looking kind of good at the moment, I think we should be good to. But yeah, we want to try and get through all of these challenges between now and then.
I'm not dead before him.
then this is a boss fight that is a complete waste of time using ammo for. Like, I just don't see why you'd ever use any ammo at all. Just wait for the lift.
Might need some help in a second.
Just, it's actually really frustrating watching how inexperienced I was back then. Maybe a version of myself will see my Resident Evil 2 remake stream from last weekend and get frustrated at that.
What?
I just got hit like 3 times by that bloody by the bloody leaf zombie. It didn't kill me, even hurt me.
Lucky you.
So
Oh well,
bitter.
only say
So pissed off about that worm.
we'll be back in about 2 minutes. Right, let's go.
I've got another room to go.
Well, you do that and then I'll do the device bit for you. That was a good offence, sorry. No, I'm not going to bother shooting him then because he never aims.
Also, a little bit of trivia for you. This is the very first Resident Evil challenge where we actually used a tripod to film. I mean, you can't really tell with that weird crooked angle that we've got there. But all, like the first 2, we had just been doing handheld. But this is the first time that we thought, actually, we should put something to risk the camera on properly. And also, it just meant that, you know, we could both game and leave the camera recording rather than having to have one person stop playing and just film.
Right, I'm probably going to have to use this herb here right now. Yup, thought so. 44% of my AK left.
I actually forgot until a minute ago that you even got an AK in Resident Evil Code Veronica. Because again, I just
used literally about
can't remember the last time I've used it. That's one thing about Code Veronica that I think is underestimated, is there are just so many weapons that you get. I think it might even be some of the highest, apart from the more kind of action-based ones like 5 and 6 and everything else.
I've just finished the first disc at last. But anyway, now I'm changing on to the second. Let's put on my call. Anyway. And Luke's about to fight his first hunter as Chris.
Those camo trousers.
Another update soon.
Another terrible fashion choice from Nougie.
Right, Nathan's about to fight the bat boss, but he doesn't really have...
No offence if anyone here is wearing camo trousers,
Well, he has pretty
but
good
I just
ammunition, I'll
don't
give him
think
that.
I really rocked them.
Oh.
I was just about to shoot as she did.
I wouldn't really sharpshoot him, I'd just try and get every shot that's impossible, because I have a funny feeling you're going to be doing this quite a few times.
That's a bit pessimistic, Nouge.
And it takes...
Not very
you have-
supportive.
when I did it, it takes I used 6 shots and about 4 shotgun shells to kill him. When those other bats start coming, it means you've got about half damage onto him, so yeah. I'll just use all the ammo you've got.
Yeah?
Oh,
Oh,
that's a good shot.
I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing Nathan do Zero. I mean,
Wouldn't
man,
check
it's
on
been
your health
5
because
years
there's no
since we've
point.
been back to back playing games together, and it's always fun watching him do Zero because he just knows it so well. I think he'll be a little bit rusty
Right,
this
well, you've got to use
time.
it in
He
these
told me that
shots.
he's only played it once since the last challenge in 2015, but he's got a pretty good memory. I mean, he told me that he can actually draw a map of the entire
Yes!
train
Well, that was easy.
off the top of his head.
Well done.
So he knows it like the back
When
of
I
his
did it,
hand.
I had no bullets left except from handgun, so you've done very well.
One shotgun round left.
Oh well, you get quite a bit of ammo soon. Well done. And me, well, just let me close the disc cover. Wow, the screen's glaring at me. That's better. Right, I'm down in the waterfall place. So, let's continue on with the Resident Evil
Challenge.
Code Veronica. I just got the second chemical element. I've got both of them, but I had to come down here to get some weapons, get some health save and stuff. Doing pretty well in Veronica. Nathan's just died again on Zero.
It's
Hard
quite
mode
funny
seems
how
to be a
weighted
bit
Code
of a struggle.
Veronica is. Like, I
Yeah.
feel the very
It's
first
maybe a
section
one-time
of
hard
Claire,
mode, which
before
you'll
you go to
see
Antarctica, it's
I'm sure we'll
essentially
eventually
half
get
the
round to
game.
another one
And then when you
at
go
some
to
stage.
Antarctica as Claire, now I can do that whole section in like 15 minutes. Then the first bit with Chris I can do in about half an hour or so on a good run. And then the last bit with Chris in about 30-45 minutes. So the very whole first half of the game is just that section of Claire on Rockford Island. So it's a really weird waiting to the game.
But let's go.
I thought that was your camera going.
Oh, terrible.
So that was Nathan referring to, we could hear a beeping noise in the room. And in the previous challenge, whenever the camera cut out, so obviously you guys haven't seen it, but when the camera just switches out, it would make the sound where it would go beep, 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 beep. And I suddenly got paranoid that the camera was making that noise again. But fortunately, from this point on, the camera all seems to be fine.
Indeed.
So Daniel Branley in the chat saying, what would you consider your strongest Resident Evil game? So I would say my strongest is probably Code Veronica. It's not my favourite of the series, but I think because it's one that Nathan has only finished, I'd say 4 times in total. You know, it's such a complicated game with so much backtracking and everything that if you don't know what you're doing, it can take you like 10, 12 hours to do. So I've always kind of taken it under my arm and done it. And I think having done that, yeah, it's probably my most experienced game. So I'd say Code Veronica is probably my best. The fact that I'm doing it knife only in the next challenge, and I don't have too many worries is kind of telling that, I suppose. And then after that, I'd say maybe Remake, or maybe Resident Evil 2, but I'm quite out of practice with the original Resident Evil 2, and I'm also worried now that I've been playing quite a bit more Resident Evil 2 Remake that it's going to scramble my memory and that I'm going to think items in certain places are just where they are in Remake rather than the original. So yeah, I definitely need to have a playthrough of that at some point soon.
Yeah, screw it. I'm going to get electrocuted a few times. Uh-oh. I might have wanted to use a health item first. Yeah, not too bad. See if I can get out again before I get shocked. Yes, just in time. Sure was. That would be one hell of a way. I can't bother to take those. Don't need them. I've got enough ammo and health as it is. Yes. Right,
Also, Ian J in the chat has just reminded me that, yeah, in the UK we've got Clap for Carers in 1 hour's time at 8 PM. So yeah, I hope that, well, the stream will still be going then, so I hope you guys will join me as we do a clap for our NHS. It is actually quite fitting. Obviously, as I've said, all of these streams, DVD sales, everything, all for the help them, help us heroes supporting the NHS on the front line. So 8 PM, hope you get your hands ready.
Oh, not too bad. You alright with that?
Just about, I hope.
How come I can never get out of my chair without you nicking it?
Was that?
No worries, I'm joking.
Cheeky bastard, kept nicking the chair. And that was one thing I did start finding in Resident Evil Challenge, is that the difference between gaming on a chair and gaming on a bed is huge. I just find gaming on a bed, I just find it too relaxed and I wouldn't be upright and alert. Whereas being in a chair, I find it a lot easier to concentrate and stay awake.
Even though you can't really see it too well from the angle I'm recording, but he is.
Don't have to fight the tyrant.
Right, I just had to reset because I've got to pick up the key and I wouldn't survive going past 2 fucking hunters again because I got munched by them earlier as well. But anywho, how's Luco doing then?
I don't have my shotgun and I had 53 shells for it. The game size it didn't.
Still got that terrible Nougie chain.
And there's my
Argos Classic.
Goodbye.
Ah, is he?
Yeah, she accidentally falls on me.
I saved my sister, but she's dead.
And actually, this is another thing that from having practiced Code Veronica a bit more recently that I've just remembered, is that if you also do get poisoned by Nosferatu, then it adds in the additional complication of having to go and find the serum to stop Claire from being poisoned. But you can tell in this version that she didn't get poisoned because she just wakes straight up. So that's quite annoying if she does. So hopefully, when I do my knife only fight, try and not get poisoned. that's more time to run.
Fuck. Shit, I didn't get the Magnum first. Oh no.
Oh shit.
Back when I
gotta
thought
do
that
this
having a
again.
Magnum, not having a Magnum would mean that the first Alexia would be impossible.
Not on me.
Whereas now I could do it with a knife. Not very easily, but still
You
can.
don't get to play. You don't get a chance as Chris because the next time you play as him is when you have the fight with Alexia.
And what ammo do you have on it?
About 9 grenade shells.
I love that
And
little
AK.
phone behind Nathan's head, the little goofy
I can
retro
try, but it
dial-up
might just
phone.
waste time. It's probably quicker to go back. Fuck it. I'll just try it. No. Yeah. I just poked myself in the eye. Ow.
Don't know quite how I did that.
Oh well.
You could hear Izzy chuckling away as well. She literally just saw me poke
Let's
myself.
hope that I've got enough ammo to beat Alexia, otherwise I have to redo this bit. Oh well, only took me back about 5 minutes. Right.
I love how in the right-hand corner of this frame there's always a Lucasade, but it's a different flavour.
I don't know if that's reaching.
I'd love to see just like a time-lapse of different colours of Lucasade swapping in and out.
I'm trapped there. Oh no, I'm not.
Man, see, like, having a grenade launcher for this boss fight, piece of piss.
What health am I on now?
The only annoying thing is that you have to be a lot closer for doing it, but...
Camera's falling off my leg. Oh. Did I manage to do it? Yes! Go Luke!
See? It wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Well, that means more ammo, Magnum ammo for me later. Actually, I was supposed to leave. Oh no, I meant to get a pendant then leave.
See, you didn't need the Magnum ammo though.
No, I didn't. I thought I did.
See? Even Izzy, she's telling me how it is.
Yeah, just can you let me say first, just in case something
Maybe Code Veronica isn't
I don't
my
want
strongest
you
one.
to do all this again. Oh, I don't have any grenade ammo left.
You do.
Well, 1. Ah, crap, I didn't give the case to Claire to go and open it. Ah, fuck it, it doesn't really
Oh
matter.
man, this really is a long
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah,
I mean, we're nearly 1 hour
Right.
into this stream. We're nearly an hour into this stream, and we are still on the very first games we're playing. I feel like I'm watching a live stream of myself. Like, this is really weird. It's a long, as I said, there's so much more footage that isn't on the YouTube version. I think the YouTube version's just under an hour, but yeah, this one's an hour and a half long. And that's another thing, with these Challenger DVDs, there is an additional 4 hours, well, more than 4 hours of content that you won't have seen on YouTube. So, yeah.
Oh, that's not the best place for me, mate. What? That shot just went through him. He should be dead by now, bastard. Right, I'm just going to have to muller the fuck out of him with these. He's dead. That's good.
Sure.
Yep.
Again,
Leaking.
why did I kill that boss fight? It's so easy to run around. This is a really frustrating
I've got
watch.
full health, 2 fully healing items, and quite a lot of magnum and grenade rounds. And say hello to Luke. Even though you can't see him, but there you go. Anyway, update soon.
I've got
Nice
all
to
the
look.
family jewels now, so I'm near the end of Code Veronica X.
See you later.
Let's hope I can get it done before 12 o'clock.
Bye.
Oh my god, I'm finally nearly at the end of the first game.
Cannot remember where the thing is.
What thing? The red key card?
No, yeah, where the...
Yan dear,
It's on the track.
thank you very much for joining the challenge watch along. It's been good to have you for the first hour. I'm sorry that we haven't even got a game finished
All the way.
in this whole
I
stream,
would
but
go
yeah,
there.
thanks for joining. And YouTube archive, so
When I
feel free
finished it,
to
if you still
catch
can
the rest
download, I'll
later.
do it for you.
See you later.
So then I'm like going to have a half an hour break, so I just haven't stopped. But then neither of you. Right, 5 minutes and this game will be finished.
Come on, Billy.
Oh, skills there, man. Skills there. Oh yeah, I've got to do that one bit. Got to do one shot on Alexia before she bitch slaps Claire.
I hate that bitch slap. So annoying. So I think this is one reason why the Resident Evil challenge has lasted for this long and will keep going. Because I question myself, like, how have we reused the same concept over and over and over? 15 years stale or boring. That's because there's just so many different little moments or different things that we scroll up on. I feel like on every challenge there's a new thing that like happens, a new thing that screws us over. So yeah, I wonder what the moment in challenge 2020 will be.
Wow, I thought that would have killed her. Oh well, we've still got plenty more ammunition. She's dead.
How many did you use?
18. That was piss. Piss easy. She didn't. I got hit like by one of her bugs, and that was it. Now this is the annoying bit. Actually, I'm going to see if I can just kill her with the Magnum.
Yeah, so you're putting your guesses here. Also, what the hell am I doing? Why am I using the Magnum?
No, Nathan.
What an idiot!
Stuff. I'm just might as well.
What on earth am I doing?
So I'm never
I just
twice again.
assumed I'd picked up the linear launcher, but oh man, this is embarrassing to watch.
No, it's the way to
It's actually impossible to beat her without the linear launcher, so complete waste of time. I don't really know what the benefit of doing that was.
Oh, I've only got 6 shots left. Oh, I missed
Well, we are
that.
officially over 1 hour into the stream and still haven't
Crap,
beaten the first
time
game.
limit. Yeah, well, 3 minutes is more than enough time. No, I didn't manage to kill her. Oh well. Let's just use the linear launcher.
Whee!
First shot.
First shot. Is that the only challenge? I've done it on the first shot.
People. I
People.
have just finished Resident Evil Code Veronica. And what's the time now? We started at 3:30. Time's now.
And it took you nearly 9 hours, mate. Slow.
How long did that take? I can't think. 8 hours roughly. Cheer up, man.
Yeah,
Cheer
it's
up. About 8-9 hours. So yes. let's
Right,
see
this is the
this.
problem when you start at 3:30. When it gets to midnight, you two start getting tired already.
I've finished Code Veronica and Resident Evil Remake's my next title. But I think I may have a bit of a break and help Nathan out. I think I'll help Nathan finish Zero first. But yeah, this challenge has been pretty good. Because the camera's been working alright.
Definitely helps.
Yeah, so it lasts. That's 1 out of 3 titles for me, and that's the longest one. And that's like the fastest time I think I've ever done Veronica, and I can't skip this. So let's just watch Nathan then. Right, I'm going to sit somewhere a bit more comfortable. Baby, when the lights go out.
Oh, Nougie, just stop singing. This is painful.
Can I skip it yet? Oh, skip.
You definitely can skip that cutscene in the GameCube.
Promise me. I actually enjoyed Veronica that time. It was a very fun game to finish. Umbrella, you're going down! Hardcore style! Don't get us some Magnum rounds down here.
Yeah.
I think I was quite buzzed from Lucasade at this point. I'm a bit hyper.
When you go in to fight Marcus, you could drop something on the floor. Or give her the Magnum.
Resident Evil Code Veronica, remix music.
I need to work out why this camera won't focus properly. Oh well. We'll be back in a minute when Nathan fights his preliminary boss. Right, well Nathan's fighting.
We were
Marcus.
pretty linked up on this actually. So we both
So
finished our
boss
first
fight.
game at pretty much the same sort of
You
point.
want to run round his left
I think,
side.
actually no, this boss fight took a while, if I remember correctly.
What? When I did it, I was like... oh,
And
right,
yeah,
orange
man,
recording
this
in
Marcus
about
boss
2
fight. I'd probably put this Marcus boss fight in my top 3 hardest Resident Evil boss fights. It's such a pain. It's nearly impossible to avoid anything. In fact, I don't even know how you do a no damage run on this
bits. Is she
because
using her Magnum, right?
you've got both characters. It's just
You might want to play as
so
her
difficult.
because you need to defend her and use your Magnum. Someone's got a text message.
Man, that's really showing its age now, isn't it? The old Nokia mobile sounds.
Oh dear. Next time I suggest you play as Rebecca.
Man, my TV was so much
Get what
louder than
you do.
Nathan's.
Play as Rebecca. Muller the
Didn't even
fuck
hear
out
him
of with the
dying.
Magnum. And then once you've used up the Magnum ammo, I'd suggest you play as Billy. We'll be back with you in a minute, folks. So, people, what do you think my time was and grade was?
The big
Well,
reveal.
You're about to find out.
That's pretty shocking.
My time was 7:22:30.
Oh man, that's really showing its age as well.
We've never got better than a D.
Loving those on-screen graphics from my camera.
20 is pretty good.
I'm pretty certain I can get half
And
that
Resident Evil 2,
or lower
and
in the next
with
challenge.
Wayne
It just
Nathan's
depends
games
where
as
I
well,
play
I
Code
might do
Veronica.
as well.
Like I might do it
I've
first to
got
begin with, or I might do remake first. I'm not sure.
15 hours to do that. It's plenty of time. I can get my best ever time of remakes too.
2:29 on
on
remake? Wow,
about 2
that's
hours.
pretty good.
So looks like I'm going to be sleeping tonight. Well, I'm quite happy. I've got the
It's
longest
full of so
game
much
I've
confidence.
done. It's probably about longer than.
Oh, why did it just
the
leave all the
one,
discs on the
two
floor?
I'm about to do.
Somehow those same discs have
Um,
survived till
no,
now.
But if you add 3, then probably about the same length. But now, I've got to do Resident Evil Remake. So, in goes the disc. If I can get it in it right. Yep. It's witching hour. You would have got it finished like literally about 6 hours ago if you'd done it on easy mode.
It's getting serious. When Nathan stands up, you know shit is getting real.
Marcus? Or Woggy Woggy? Oh. Wow. I'll just shut up before I get a slap.
Wait, what tyrant?
This camera.
Oh
really
right, yeah,
outflanks
sorry.
you,
What?
it's
Yeah,
like
I forgot that
blaring
he'd
to
gone
it.
back from
Meh.
Marcus and then had to fight the tyrant again.
So, my memory card is in, yes. Load some stats up. I think I'll do Jill's save, because I did Chris's last time. So, once again, hard mode. Resident Evil. This is probably my favourite Resident Evil.
So yeah, this actually is probably a good point to remind you guys and
Right, just
also
let you
announce
guys
to those of
know,
you who haven't seen the
I'm only
results
using
that this
Samurai
week I
Edge
put up a
on the
poll
whole
on YouTube
of
for
this
what
game
my next stream
of
will be.
Resident
Now
Evil
we've got
Remake.
Resident Evil 2
I
remake
may
done,
need to
hardcore
use
mode
grenade launch or something, but as soon
is
as I do, I'll
thankfully
let you guys
done.
know. But I
So
don't
yeah,
have it yet, it's in the
you
box,
guys
so I'll be
voted
using
for
standard
Resident Evil
and
Director's
run,
Cut that we'll
but
be doing next, and that'll be my
it's weaker than
first
Samurai Edge,
complete
so
playthrough. So I have
doesn't
dabbled
really
it
do much.
a little bit
So,
a couple of years ago.
Let's
Well,
see if I can get
say a couple-
remake finished
probably
with
about
just
10 years ago
survival
when I
handgun.
played it properly
Oh
last.
my god, Lisa and the
So yeah,
Turtle.
we'll be
Fuck
doing that
off.
next Friday at
Right, let's
6
see how we
PM.
go.
Going to try and beat the game in
Bollocks.
one entire playthrough.
I've done
I've
it
had
already.
quite a lot of people that have asked me to
And
do
I only
range
just got
mode on
the
it,
armor
the
thing.
harder mode. After last weekend stream with that
Don't know what to
difficulty,
do
I
now.
don't know if I want to go
I
straight into
haven't
another
even got a
live
Samurai Edge on that. I'll try it once and
torture
like that.
playthrough. So
And then
I
I'll
might
pick it up
do a
and I'll just
ranged
do it
mode,
normally.
but do the mode where you get a little bit more ammo.
Let's try again.
But yeah, next Friday that's when we'll be doing it.
Right,
So
well,
yeah,
I've just
join
got
me for
Samurai
that.
Edge
That'll be really
on
fun.
remake, and I've managed to redo the bit where I died without getting hit. So going all right for me, but just be aware.
And Seedol in the chat
I
asking me
plan
how
on
well
trying to
versed
get
with
just
the
Samurai
original
Edge,
Resident Evil
but
1 am
may
I?
need to shop
I'm
with
fairly well
certain
versed. I
scenes.
mean, we've never
And
actually
how
played
we
the
do.
original Resident Evil 1 in a challenge before. I mean, in Season 2, we introduced Deadly Silence, which is essentially the same, but I think we did Rebirth mode quite a few times, which includes the stylus, swiping and a few other things. But yeah, I mean, that was in Season 2. I don't think we had Deadly Silence in Season 3. So again, it has been about 10 years or so since I've played the original Resident Evil 1. But I do know it fairly well, but Director's Cut, I know that items have been moved around and things like that. So yeah, it will be a learning curve for me. And seeing how this goes in the playthrough and what you guys think might also include Director's Cut on my side of the Resident Evil challenge. So we're still to confirm what my 5th game will be. It will definitely need to be a shorter one because of how much time that I've got left. But yeah, maybe Director's Cut. Maybe I do that on arranged without the extra ammo, seeing how that goes. Maybe I do a Resident Evil 2 scenario. I'll leave it up to you guys. You can decide what I'll be attempting there.
Let's hope Nathan can beat this boss. Just get Rebecca out of the way. Just let Billy do it.
He doesn't have any near good enough.
Also, if there's too many Nougies talking at once and the audio
try
levels
and
get
get him
confusing,
distracted.
just let me know. I can level it out a bit.
Yeah, now's your chance. Just got to mull it.
Oh yeah, Adrian O'Dorian in the chat mentioning that I played DS last in the final challenge of Season 3, the solo challenge. So yes, I did include it in that. But I think that was the only one
I'd say you get it
that it
done
was
that
included
course
in
as well.
Season 3, if I
That's
remember
good.
correctly. It wasn't really featured very much in Season 3.
Oh, Nathan was on the final boss. And Rebecca got slaughtered. Oh well, you don't have too far to go back. But you're finally getting there. And me, I'm just about to get my first mask. Right. Nathan's starting the final boss of Zero. This TV seems to be really blue most of the time.
I really don't feel like he made enough out of that infinite handgun during this playthrough. The the handguns in Zero are pretty powerful, especially once you get the scope. Like the headshots and the critical hits, like does quite a bit of damage. So I think just having infinite handgun only, you could do a lot of great stuff. Even on the boss fights, like that boss with the infinite handgun would be pretty easy these days, I think.
The only thing I can think of is to not use that red and green herb when I'm down.
Retro
here.
game bag in the corner there. And look at the size of that TV. Those classic
Keep trying and don't
classic
give up.
CRTs.
But
Right.
so much better off at health now.
Yeah, I decided to have a break on Resident Evil bar. Just killed the plant with the herbicide. And I'm going to see if Nathan can finally beat this boss. I'll come
Just going to bring a bit more light into here. It's just
record
getting a
again
little bit dark.
once you've got like 3 done. So I think we need to say what happened. But in case you're stupid, Nathan died. Right, we're just starting the final boss. And when we come back, Nathan will have either
That's a bit
died
better.
or finished. So keep your fingers crossed. I don't mean to jinx Nathan, but he's doing really well. So this may be the one. Because the leech is focusing more on Billy, because he needs to distract a leech thing so Rebecca can get the sunlight onto it.
Sorry, yeah,
Come
I've
on,
noticed
you've
we've
got
got
to do it,
another
got to do it.
frame drop again.
Come on, Rebecca. Is that the last one? Or is there one more? That's it. You finished Zero. Yes, finally.
Well done, Nathan.
Yeah, lost.
Oh, fuck. It took us, well, it took you 9 hours and 25 minutes.
Yay.
Yeah, but when you look back at like our
I mean,
first
that's
challenge,
pretty much a classic for
that's
Nathan.
like-
9 to 10 hours for the first game. That's pretty
game
much
like
what I'm
no
predicting for his
he's probably
Resident Evil
gonna
2
say something
remake
like
playthrough.
5 something. 5, 4 possibly.
5 hours. What?
Nathan's finished Zero. I think it's time to rest now. We've got 14 hours and 25 minutes. B, 6 hours 14. It's not too bad, but submachine gun ammo.
Well, yeah, our internet's gone really laggy.
But at least we got it done for the challenge. Why didn't you save it? Dick! Oh well, Nathan, you've still got the save just before the final boss. So, don't worry. Don't worry. Right. I think
Looks
we
like
should
it's coming back now.
update our memory cards and then chill out for a while. No, just so I can give you my Veronica and...
Oh, we'll do it at the end, it'd be easy.
Alright. Right. The first time in a Resident Evil challenge, I'm actually going to go to sleep for a while. So...
Just
I'll
defeats the
see you
point.
guys in a few hours, and I'll
And also,
leave
it
you
just
with
doesn't make you
Nathan
feel
now.
any better
So-
from it. Bye-bye!
I changed my mind about the weapons. I'm going to sell all of them and go back to standard. Pistol, standard shotgun, standard sniper rifle.
Yeah, the TNT though.
Yeah, I'll keep the TMP. Right, let's buy standard handgun. Shotgun we've got.
So I'm just going to go double check this internet.
Right,
Come back in a sec.
God knows why I haven't fallen asleep yet.
I think it did fit in there, actually. Right, fine. And just anyway, update a bit. And just got to the end of chapter 1. And Luke's asleep. Anyway, update a bit later. Bye. Hello. Had to fight the big fat troll. Anyway, update later. Because otherwise I'm gonna die. Goodbye. Anyway, just got Ashley. And starting to feel a bit tired now, but I will. With Luke. Anyway, I'll have another update for you in a bit. Goodbye. Right, that's the end of chapter 2. Luke's still asleep. And just about to go into the castle with all the monk things. Anyway, another update soon. Bye.
Scary lights. Yes, I am now awake, and the time is, what is it? 10 to 4. So, don't even know if that sleep really helped, but I think I'm going to start playing Remake in a minute, and Nathan's going to go to sleep for a while now. But yeah. Can you turn my cube on as well? Cheers. So I'll start playing Remake soon, but not just yet. Keep it short. Right, I'm just loading my save, and I don't even know if I saved a second time before I started. We'll see in a minute. I think I did. Yeah, luckily. Yeah, I did. That's good. Right. Let's rock, baby. That's one thing that you don't want to be in. You can really just say you're owned here because she's got the left and front sides fucked. I should be able to survive it, but it's just going to be a bit hard to do.
Oh, my microphone's off. Ah. Sorry, my microphone went off. So I was just saying, yeah, with this camera, back in the old Resident Evil challenges, it's just got like a little button on the side where you could just turn like a little flashlight on for like filming in dark places, like that. That's pretty cool. And I was also introducing my Resident Evil 2 Leon action figure. I still can't believe we're nearly an hour and a half into this stream and we're still only on the second games from this challenge. It's crazy. But then challenge 4 from season 1, that video, there's a lot less material on that one. So the actual, all of the footage we had from that challenge was about an hour anyways, just under an hour. So yeah, I reckon this stream will sort of be finishing about 9 PM by the time we've got through them all. And a little secret surprise in between the two challenges during our intermission like last week. Good old Father Ted. Always looks like he's got such bad breath.
One more shot.
That was another thing with this this old camera. So the newer ones that we've used always used to use like manual focus, where you're actually focusing the lens. But on these old challenges, I don't think you could really do that. So we'd always just use like autofocus. So yeah, when you're not watching, sometimes it would just completely lose focus. I think because on the screen there were so many different things moving, it would try and grab focus on something and then completely lose the tracking. So yeah, we haven't used autofocus anymore. All of the bits we film with cameras these days are all manual focus.
Just arrived in the cabin. Got some bits to do here now.
Rookie mistake there.
Like getting tangled by the plot. But Nathan's having a sleep, so.
You also noticed that we were quite softly spoken at this part, because yeah, everyone in Nathan's house had gone to bed at this time, so we didn't quite have our boomingly loud updates as we normally did. It's pretty cool that they included the Resident Evil 3 outfit for Jill in this game. And actually, that's one thing I realised the other day, is that my side of the Resident Evil Challenge 2020 is going to be a super Jill Vanish, because I'm going to be doing Jill from Resident Evil Remake, going to be doing Jill in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, going to be doing Jill in Resident Evil 3 Remake. So I could actually potentially have her in exactly the same costume throughout all 3 games. Could have her in that Resident Evil 3 outfit through all of them. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe you'll put in your suggestions for which costumes you use. Grizzo, I'm not letting you make any suggestions, because I know how risque your Resident Evil 3 costumes are through your mods. So yeah, may not be using some of those.
Hold up. Dragon. Will I get it done in time? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that was a bit close. 95%. I hate that puzzle. I always forget like which order to press the different terminals in.
Just made some V-jolts so I can go and kill the plant boss of it, because it'd be quite impossible with a handgun. It's going to be hard to try to beat a snake with just a handgun. Fucking camera.
So a couple of questions in the chat asking about the houses that we're doing the challenges in. So up to this point, so the very first 3 challenges had all been in Nathan's old house. So this was, 15 years ago. He actually used to live above a shop. It was quite cool. His parents used to run like a little newsagents. So in that shop, they obviously used to have a lot of Lucasade, which is where we got a lot of our stocks from. But yeah, the very first 3 challenges were in that old house. And then in Challenge 4, Season 1, which we're about to watch shortly, was the very first challenge that we moved away from that, and that was in my parents' old house that I used to live in a long time ago. But the next challenge, Challenge 2020 we'll be doing, is in the same house that we did the Challenge 2015 in, which is Nathan's current house. So we'll be doing it there.
Gosh.
I still haven't decided what stipulations to do for remake yet. I've got a couple of different ideas floating around in my head. I mean, it's very tempting to do the classic handgun only, but I have done that quite a few times in the past, so I'm considering maybe doing real survival, maybe doing invisible enemy, or maybe doing like knife only, but maybe on normal mode or something, because knife only on hard mode is quite difficult. So I'm not sure which one to do. I'll probably put a poll up for that. But any suggestions or whichever, if you've got like a preference already, it'd be good to know. What kind of interests you all.
Got hit once. Piss. What? That sucks. I thought they were going to come through. Here's the big question, can Luke beat the spider boss just with the samurai edge? He bets him now.
Love the samurai edge. One of my favourite handguns. I think it's probably my favourite handgun next to the Eagle handgun from Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
Don't aim at that one. What's that motherfucking idiot?
See again, just looking back at this, it's just like, why did I fight so many boss fights? Just don't need to do this at all. Probably use up more health beating this boss than it will just cutting the webs and going straight through.
Shit, I'm probably poisoned to get before, so. Yes, that's one of those mini spiders down there.
See, I was getting absolutely rinsed of health. It's just not worth it.
At least this will be a big accomplishment. I managed to pull it off. Oh, fit, I actually did it. I am damn impressed. Go, Luke. Score.
Alright.
I think I'd better go back and get a blue herb. Trying to escape from Lisa. Actually, this may be the wrong way. No, it was the right way.
Definitely starting to get a bit tired at this point.
Let's get it done in time. Oh. Double.
Double dole.
Just letting you know, I have managed to get through the whole of this game so far with the samurai edge. Haven't used any other weapons. Yeah.
Also, just a heads up, 30 minutes until the clap for carers clap. So yeah, hope you'll be joining us for that.
Yay. let's hope that I can get the last about hour or a bit less than that, about half an hour of this game done with just Samurai Age.
Autofocus screwing up there. Just don't rely on it. It's just not worth it.
Final fight with Lisa.
Oh, whooped. Oh dear.
Right, well, here's trial number 2. Let's hope I can do it this time. And hope that Lisa falls before me.
And yeah, we're an hour and a half into this stream.
Oh, yes!
Hour and a half, still on the very first challenge that we're watching today, challenge 3. And we're still only on the second game. And this was another case of being really inexperienced because in a minute, there's not much of this challenge left. I think it's only like 5 minutes left. Me and Nathan just realised that there's only like 5 minutes left on the camera tape. We're like, uh-oh, we better be very, very efficient with what we record. And there's just like this barrage of updates. It's like, Resident Evil 2 done. Right, next Resident Evil, yep, done. Resident Evil 3's done, yep. We're finished, bye. It's a really funny montage. Just like the pacing is just so off from the rest. It's a little bit like Code Veronica.
On disc 2 Resident Evil remake, I'd say this disc was about. Usually I could get it done in about 15 minutes, but with the weapons I'm using and such, I have a guess it'll probably take me 20 to 25 minutes. So, don't like them. So, let's get started.
I love that light. That little camera light was so
I've just
useful.
got Resident Evil 2 to get finished by 3 o'clock, but it's 1:15.
Little digital camera you see in the bottom corner there. So that little camera was what we took mine and Nathan's very first poses for, which we've put on loads of merchandise and stuff since then, like the Season 1 poster. Don't know if any of you guys here purchased it, 'cause we sold a couple of them back in the days. But yeah, that was the camera that we took those with.
Oh, at least you got to relax. Well, let's press on.
Right, I just changed to the red 9. I got the riot gun earlier. 'Cause I could
Sounding very nasally and tired there.
Difficult weapons, whatever you would say. I've also just found an RPG.
Has Nathan got a cold all of a sudden?
Anyway, another update later. Anyway, and Luke's just about to do what?
Gas canister bit, which you spent like 4 hours on the first challenge.
Yeah. Anyway, goodbye.
He doesn't want to hear about that again.
Looks like I've got to do it now. The bit where you can't run with the gas, and you can't really do any quick turns or much, so I've got to walk all the way to a bit and go past the Chimera, and if I can go past that Chimera without dying, then I should have it pretty easy. It's just trying to get past that. We'll go back in a minute, 'cause I'm sure you can't bother to watch me walk a mile. Right. Oh, sorry, not there yet. Right, now we're here. Just need to go through this door. And should I attack the Chimera or try and dodge it? Well, I think my best bet's probably to try and dodge it, 'cause if I attack him, then it'll just provoke him. Or actually, fuck it, I'll just go nuts. Try and kill him before he kills me. Yes!
It's the best way to do it.
Oh, I almost ran
Just
there.
got to take out that first Chimera, otherwise you've got a very, very high chance of just getting
yes,
exploded.
We did it, man. Well done, all viewers, you get a thumbs up. Thank you very much. And the tape's just about to run out. We've got 4 minutes left. So, I have to try and cut down on what we've got. Wow, I'm surprised. I managed to beat the Tyrant just by using Samurai Edge pistol. That was
So
easy. I
many
got
first
hit
aid
twice
sprays.
with Yellow caution. But won't waste any tape, so we need to save some for the 2. Right, so...
Yeah, won't waste any
the
tape.
last bit.
Why are we nearly an hour and 40 minutes into this on game 2?
I'm using first aid sprays. See if I can finish the whole game without using any first aid
I
sprays.
think this was the point when I became aware that our tape was running out.
Booger, I died. Right, we're back in a second. Right,
Yeah, see, all of these updates are getting shorter and shorter now.
Bollocks.
Really short!
Third time, my final time. I'm just determined to do this whole game without using first aid spray, so I'm going to keep trying. 4th time.
Way! Fourth. Oh no, it wasn't the fourth time.
Yes!
Oh.
No, got to go once more. Yes! I finished it! Without using any first aid spray. And I finished it using the Samurai Edge. That's 2 Resident Evils I've done without using first aid spray.
So why was I carrying so many first aid sprays then?
So proud. So proud of that. Back with my grade in a minute. So, any guesses what my time was?
Not
You
bad.
can't see that legibly.
That's not bad. I mean,
Then there
was
it is.
using a
3,
Samurai
28,
Edge, but
39.
that's not
pretty
too
good
bad,
when you
actually.
Consider that I used only the Samurai Edge and no first aid sprays, and I'd finished Veronica before and I'm fucking tired. I've still got quite a while to finish Resident Evil 2. I can get it done in 2 or 3 hours. I might do scenario B, but now I think I'm gonna have a well-earned sleep.
Another sleep.
Nathan,
What the
I'll
hell,
be
man?
giving you Resident Evil 4, but we won't get too much footage because Resident Evil.
so finite on footage there. I don't even finish that. Say what I was going to say on that update. I'm like, fuck it, just cut now.
Right, I'm plus starting Resident Evil 2 now, and I'm going to do Leon's B-save. Right, I'm just playing as.
This
Adrian-
pacing,
I've
look.
just killed the final boss on Resident Evil 4 and about to start.
It's like half of Resident Evil 2 done in less than
Right,
5
well, there's
seconds.
Nathan's time from Resident Evil 6, 23:41. Resident Evil 4's done. Resident Evil 3.
Nathan is dead.
I'm just about to start Resident Evil 3.
Just completely
Without
passed out on the
and
floor.
But anyway, update later. Goodbye.
Right, I've got to play as Ada. I'm in the lab. Final boss of Resident Evil.
Right, look, we're almost done. Like, we were crawling along and now I think we've almost finished the entire challenge.
I'm just saving over that previously. But I'm done. Right, Nathan's in the park. Right,
See, that's
there we go.
Resident Evil 3 done in 5 seconds. It's done in less than 10 seconds.
That's what our time was.
This is it. This is the end of the challenge. The challenge is done. Just,
That's the last one on this series, guys.
oh man, terrible pacing.
We'll say goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, and Nathan getting it on at the end of a challenge. Traditional. There we go! Challenge 3, season 1 done. Time for another intermission. Hope you're ready for this one. A little bit of dancing, Mr. X. Oh, here we go. A blast from the past. We haven't seen this before. This was also what me and Nathan were doing around this time. This is a little show that we made when we were both 14.
So we accept your dares and do them. First caller. Hamburg, Australia.
To make hot tea out of this muddy sock.
What are you nuts?
You see,
So I think some of you guys have seen this before. Yeah, it's up on YouTube. But yeah, we got inspiration from this little comedy sketch from, I don't know if you guys watched, there was a show called The Amanda Show on Nickelodeon. They had this little skit called The Dare Show where people would phone in and dare them to do things. But because obviously it was only me and Nathan, we just filmed ourselves pretending to be other people calling in to Nougie and Nathan to do these dares. And here's the very first dare where I was dared to make hot tea out of my muddy sock. Ugh.
I can't believe
I miss that Homer Simpson poster.
Next caller.
Hi, Hawaii, Russia. You're on the Dare Show.
Oh man, I mean this came out just before season 1. So this was when we were both 14. So this is even older than that stuff. But I thought you guys would probably like this.
Right, I'll do it.
Oh, Nathan's butt cheeks, if you're wondering that, and me in a dress, still wearing the chain. That chain, wherever I went, where I was wearing a dress,
Oh, man,
still a Resident
somebody
Evil
must
challenge,
did
the
that.
chain would
Let's
always
call
be
it.
featured.
London, America. You're on the Dare Show.
toilet. I dare
This is so terribly edited, but it's so comical.
What? You think I'm gonna do that? Fine then. I'll do it.
Nathan flushing his head down the toilet. His head's not even in the toilet.
I can't believe I just did that.
Paris, Africa, you're on the Dare Show.
I dare Tony to bomb shot his dog.
What? You nutcase!
If he won't eat, there will be left to
Oh god, this is gonna be cringe. Please don't start making gifs of that.
Man, I can't believe I just did that. Well, we're out of time for the Dare Show.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your
Next week
intermission,
for
but
the
we'll
Dare
crack
Show.
on. We go to Resident Evil Challenge 4 of Season 1. And the well-anticipated Cheap Nemesis moment. Let's go into it. The very last one, we've almost done all of Season 1. The final one. And it's the very first challenge that I did from my house.
Me and Nathan Gibbard have to finish these 6 games in amount of time. We're going to try and get it done in under 24 hours.
But 24 hours is our max. So we
Yeah,
have to
24
have it
hours is the maximum amount of time. We'll get it done as soon as we can. As you can see, that's what the rough time is. And so we've got to try and get these done. And we'll keep you filled in as we go through about what difficulties and weapons we're using and such. First, I'm doing Resident Evil 3.
And again,
And
like if you
Nathan
look at the
is doing
clock,
Resident Evil
we were
0,
starting
and
this
we're doing it on
challenge
hard mode.
just
Well,
before
what
6
weapons are you
PM.
getting?
I'm going
However,
to
I think
say
actually I think
Luke
this was
with
a record
submachine
here.
gun.
This was the
Yeah,
very
only let
first
the
Resident Evil
Rebecca
challenge that me and
pistol
Nathan
apart from have
did,
different
where we
weapons
didn't go
possible.
shopping
Okay.
before. So
And
yeah,
I'm doing
that's
it
a
on
bit of
hard
trivia for
mode
you.
with no special weapons or anything. Right, so are you ready to start?
Yeah, we
Right,
definitely
so in
should.
3,
We definitely should
1,
bring the Dare
the
Show back at
Resident
some
Evil
point.
challenge.
There are some other episodes
Yes.
of the Dare Show we'll be showing.
Excellent.
And a couple of years later, me and Nathan actually went back and did a remake. We did a remake of that very first Dare Show, which isn't on
We'll
YouTube.
be back
So
with you with updates
yeah, I'll
throughout
definitely
the
be
show.
showing that soon.
Right, just by the police station now.
And I'm just fighting the Scorpion boss.
I think this is Nathan absolutely smashed this challenge because I spent so long beating Resident Evil 3. This is definitely the longest challenge it took me to beat Resident Evil 3. Just every single obstacle I got stuck on. It's a bit like my Resident Evil 2 remake hardcore mode playthrough this weekend. Just every single enemy screaming over. Even got killed by dogs. Like I could probably name the amount of challenges on my hand that I've been killed by a dog, but on this one it was one of them.
Oh, bollocks. Oh, well.
Will he still be out there though?
No, it won't let you go out. Say, it's too dangerous to open the door. Won't feel let me go out. No. Okay.
So this was back in my old bedroom with my bright orange walls. They were terrible.
Which means I have to take a slight detour.
Not too bad.
Why is this camera out of focus? Right, we'll record Nathan in just a sec.
Okay,
Right.
choose it.
Just a random program I wanted to watch.
And now I'm just about to go. and
See,
get
watching
the
this challenge just
the,
reminds me of one of my favourite things. Is it's just quite nice when you're playing and that you can still hear the sounds of the other gamer. And like that's just one thing that's great about the Resident Evil challenges is that because we both know pretty much the entire series really well, that I can sort of, even without seeing it, I still know what Nathan's fighting, which room he's in, what part of the game he's doing. So yeah, it's going to be really, really fun going back into doing this. Can't believe it's been 5 years since we've done one of these. Really looking forward to it.
I'm not doing too well. I'm not in the right
Taj,
frame.
Oates, man, thanks for joining. Good to see you. Shame you can't stay for Cheap Nemesis, but I'm sure you can watch it back on Catch Up.
Okay, I think
Thanks
it
for
was
joining,
something
man.
like 35 past. I think it was 35 past, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, so Rhino the Pyro actually made a good point that I made a couple of years ago. So, this challenge was it was in late December. It was around Christmas sort of time, and I'd gone out and seen my auntie, and we'd been outside. We were doing something. I think because I'd been outside for so long that when I went to go and play Nemesis, my hands were so cold that I just couldn't really move my fingers as quickly as I wanted to. So I think that was definitely a factor for why I was so bad at this. But yeah, here we go. Hear the Nemesis fight start.
Oh, one shot left. still hasn't fallen over.
Once.
Nope. And I've used all the magnum shots.
All of them.
6. I'm gonna be dead.
Oh, got Nemesis down the first time, but
I
on
think that's
danger.
gonna reset now. There's no way I can do it. Right. We're back in a second, guys. And why is this camera not in focus? Right, let's try again. Make sure we take the herbs this time.
And I forgot the magnetic card key. So
Yeah, Nathan
whoops.
hasn't.
That's a
Nathan
classic
hasn't
Nathan
saved
trait,
in-game
forgetting
yet.
the magnetic card key.
And he's right at the bit where he's about to finish the train scene. And
Can really see the camera struggling with the
so
autofocus
you
here.
might have to start all over again. This
No,
reminds me.
Not might. I'm not playing.
This reminds me of we did this exactly on the first challenge.
I'm just trying to do it too quick.
Oh, I should have dodged that.
See, it's weird. Like most of the boss fights of Nemesis, he only shoots one rocket and then just gives you some time to move. And I just, ever since I've played Nemesis since, I've never had the whole Cheap Nemesis thing since.
What?
Just really does make me wonder if it was some kind of glitch.
Right, we'll try it once
Like, have
more.
any of you guys ever had the Cheap Nemesis moment?
Right, we're trying this one last time, and if I can't beat him this time, then I won't bother trying it next time. Oops. That's not a good start at all.
Yeah, I've definitely realised that on the YouTube version that these fights are cut down. There's not so many of them on there, but on this version there's a lot more.
Am I even getting him?
And see, look, he's still not even doing the Cheap Nemesis thing here.
I'm not doing as good as my first try. Oh. Come on, you bastard.
I think these days, just a good tactic whenever fighting Nemesis and he's got a rocket, is before you go in properly shooting him, is just to try and avoid the rockets first. Because he'll only ever try and shoot 5 rockets at you, and when he shot 5, then he discards his rocket launcher. And then that's the better time to go in for the fight. Because those rockets can take you from fine to danger, so it's just not really worth dabbling in fighting with him until he's discarded it.
Ah! You so shouldn't have grabbed me then. I so obviously dodged it, dude. Dodged it, dude. Come on, die, prick. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna be dead now. Come on, get up, get up, get up, get up. Come on, just gotta kill him.
Oh, good dodge.
Oh, why
Good
didn't I
dodge, but
shoot?
just didn't make any use out of it at all.
Oh. Uh-oh, I'm dead now. I'm dead. Knew it.
Oh.
There must be a random thing as this as well, because I've just tried to...
See, they should have brought that death scene back in Resident Evil 3 Remake. They never did like a hand-crushing one where he just crushes her like that.
Right.
But I'm glad
I'm
they
gonna
brought the
try this
tentacle back one.
one
That's
last time.
the most iconic Nemesis death.
Fuck's sake. Why can't I beat
Also, I
this
don't know
guy?
if you guys have seen, but in Resident Evil 3 Remake,
Right,
I
I've
only
only
found
worked
out this
once.
week there's a death
I've
scene
still got my health
right at the
item,
very beginning where
and
you're in Jill's apartment
I'm
and
only
he's
on
running
level
after
40, so
you
I'm
with
doing
the
really well, so I can keep
the
this up,
massive
and I can get
piece of
some
stone or
cheap
pillar or
diamond
wall or whatever it is. If you don't move fast enough, there's a pretty brutal death scene where you're on the floor and he picks it up and he just crushes Jill with it, which I hadn't ever seen before. It's worth checking out if you haven't seen it.
Alright, good. You?
Danger.
Not yet. Really? Cool. Good girl.
Keep it up, keep it up.
What? With his what?
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
what?
What? I just physically can't move.
Cheap.
That's cheap.
Right.
It's so unfair. Oh man, like how the hell did I do that? It is just fluky as
really
fuck.
was fucking
By all means, with that cheap glitch, I should be dead. But I somehow survived that. Miracle.
Right.
But, as you know, that wasn't the only cheap
That
Nemesis
was lucky,
moment.
guys. I'm back in a second.
Anyway, I've just came off the train, so I'm in the mansion, and I cannot remember what I'm about to do, but I'm about to do something. Anyway, I'll do it a bit later. Bye.
Nathan on top of things.
This is about the 10th time I've tried doing this.
Look,
dog
see,
bit.
this is where I die on the dogs
I've
as
just got
well.
to wait for them to
Right, again, why am I shooting them? Just run past
Boom.
them.
fucking. Oh! How many times am I going to die at this bit?
I mean, there's not many challenges where I have a rage, but that was a close point.
Let me just change it.
I think the
Right.
only real rage I've ever had before
Thank
was
God, I finally did it.
Challenge 4 of Season 2
Now
when
I've got
I
brain
was
sucker.
doing
I've only managed to
the
get to
final
Sky
train
once
Birkin.
in this challenge.
And I just threw
Killed it straight
my
away
controller in a
because
rage.
my aim drop.
I think that's the
But,
biggest rage I've ever had on a challenge.
No, I did. I tried to aim for that big wooden thing and I shot. My shot missed. Right. Let's hope we can do it this time. If I'm lucky, this guy might have some health on him.
That's what you said last time.
Yeah. I think I might just shotgun this thing to death before trying to find any health. Uh-oh!
Look at my own screen.
Well, that's him dead. Has he got some health? Oh, gunpowder. The last thing I need right now.
Yeah, but then like when you get some health, you'll be like, I have no ammo.
It's only gunpowder A. That's useless.
Gunpowder A is not useless at all. Even if you're not using the handgun, you can use it to make shotgun
let's hope we
shells and
find
other
some
rounds.
health soon. And I'm doing pretty shit at this challenge. I've been playing for over an hour. I'm only here, but hopefully I should get on track soon. Shut your mouth.
This was such
Looks like
a
my prayers
shocking,
been answered, some health.
shocking innings at Nemesis.
Right, there we are. There's some health.
Note to self:
Right.
just don't
Hopefully
stay
this
outside
will
in the
get
cold
better.
before doing a Resident Evil
Okay.
challenge.
Right, I've just unlocked all the night doors, so I'm going around getting all the crappy majigs, the rest of the 2 statues, and so I'm doing pretty well, I think. And Luke is starting to get back in the swing of it, so
Yep.
Mel back in the chat saying, "Fucking dogs" has a new meaning after watching that
and I
episode of
just
the Dare
really
Show.
Huge chess pieces.
Uh,
Gotta be careful.
the less said about that, the better, I think.
See you later. Right, Luke's just about to go and save. I've just saved and opened up the painting door. What have you just done, Luke?
I've just gone and got some bits and bobs, and just got the wrench and machine oil, and I'm just about to go and get that disc off the guy so I can get the battery.
Cool. And
Disc off the
in
guy.
a minute,
What?
after Luke saves, we're going to go and have some lunch.
Oh,
at
there's
lunch.
that naked
Dinner.
woman
Just 7
poster
o'clock in the
on my
evening.
wall.
Anyway,
Kidding, boy.
talk to you later. Goodbye.
Right,
Goodbye.
back after making dinner and ready to continue on with the challenge.
Oh, we didn't get a fully
We
detailed
lost quite a lot
Nougie and
of time
Nathan
from, making dinner. But,
menu
we should
for what we
hopefully
had for
go through
dinner
dinner.
that time. We would
Right,
get a full
I think it's
detailed
early.
update.
Let's continue on with Resident Evil challenge. Time for the next fight with Nemesis. Where is he? Oh, what? He's now gone and buggered off.
No, it's not. He's down the to the left. I'm sure he is.
So weird in these challenges as well, because in the background are the ones at my
You
house.
were wrong.
You can hear the fake sound of babies, which is weird, because I've got 2
Well, I'm
younger
sure
twin
you'll be
brothers who are
around
both
when
15
We'll
now.
record when
It's just
he's
weird to
back.
think that they had only
He's
just
around
been
summer,
born
folks, 'cause the music's playing.
just before this challenge, which is nuts. It's crazy, they're only a couple of months old.
Canister. Okay.
So here we go, another cheap cheap Nemesis moment coming up.
What?
See, this was going off to a great start. I could have got a really good offence when he stuck on that little bit of wall there. But I should have just used the handgun rather than the shotgun.
Yep, because you can see the blood. Oh, not doing too bad. Oh, I'm still on fine. Oh crap, I only got 5 shotgun shells there. If I'm lucky, I'll make me able to use this now.
Why am I not shooting him? Just totally wasting this. I didn't do 1 shot on that whole time he was getting up.
Ouch. One more shot left.
Here's a question for you guys. Which rocket launcher do you prefer? Do you prefer Nemesis's old version like this? Or do you prefer the new laser sight one?
I knew I should have used that first stage spray. Okay.
So that wasn't the cheap Nemesis part
Doing
2 moment,
well.
but it's coming up in a sec.
He's fallen over and he hasn't touched me yet. I got the bounce.
Also, how's the stream going? Has it been lagging or has it been working okay ever since?
Just keep on. Uh-oh. Man, I need to reload. Oh, I only got 4 shotgun rounds. Rounds left.
Plenty of grenades.
Oh.
It doesn't have a
No! You won't let me get up again!
There we go. Cheap Nemesis strikes again. It's just this one playthrough of the
Doing
game.
so well!
For some reason, he just kept doing that weird glitch. Season 1, I swear, just had some weird glitches that happened and have never happened again in 15 years. I've not seen anyone else have these glitches. This, the gas canister,
Move.
so bizarre, really weird.
Now I'm trapped here.
And yeah, a couple of the guys in the stream mentioning that yeah, there's quite a lot of these fights which aren't included. And so if you are enjoying them, one last little plug, don't forget, all available on the Challenger Archives 2.0 DVD and the public downloads. They're not on YouTube, so they are purchase only, but as I said, all going for charity.
Yes!
How the hell did you do that? I mean,
See, even Nathan's surprised that
I was doing
managed to
so
beat
much
him there.
better last time and I just completely whooped him that time. Oh, and I got some first aid sprays. That's wicked, folks. That is wicked.
Right, I just did the blue rooms. Went through the blue door, so I'm like not too far off the end of the first disc, I think. And how are you doing, Nuke?
I've got all the parts of the train and now I just need to get back. Then I'll go to the clock tower.
Goodbye.
Right, just fought Nemesis and got the first Western custom parts. It took 9 flame grenades and 6 normal grenades to kill him, so that was a pretty hard fight.
Right, I'm just about to change discs, so I'm on the second disc of Resident Evil 0. Yo! And where are you, Luke, then?
Just got to the clock tower in Resident Evil 3, so doing pretty well.
Anyway. Speak to you later. Goodbye.
Right, just done the
Well, I said I'm doing pretty well, but still
the picture
over
puzzle.
2 hours, well, 3
Most
hours into the
annoying
challenge, I got to the
puzzle
clock tower really, which, you know, some challenges have had Resident Evil 3 beaten in that
If
time.
we can see you there, I don't know if you can.
But early days.
Church, I'm just sorting out some.
No, we can't see. Oh crap, there's spiders. Right.
Nearly got whooped by some spiders.
Oh, haven't saved in ages. I thought it would be an easy fight. Oh, I've got to that crappy puzzle again as well. That one of those stupid balls. Not in the mood.
You should know which way it goes.
Damn Nemesis.
That was the end.
Yeah. Not shit, just short moves.
Well, I think I was using the mine thrower here.
It just got
Oh, it's I thought you were using your ice rounds.
I didn't actually realise you could get hurt from the mines that you shoot yourself. Because if you go back a couple of moments, when I was stood next to Nemesis when it exploded, it hurt her. Or at least there was an animation that it looked like she was hurt. Ah, thank you. Cheers. Oh yeah, and also 1 minute until the clap for carers begins, guys.
Oh crap! It's coming from the other way. Oh, skip.
Ah, freeze rounds.
Like randomly exploded.
I just don't know why they didn't include it in the remake. So guys, 8 o'clock, if you join me, we're going to do a clap for the NHS workers, the carers, everyone who's been on the front line in the UK for the coronavirus situation. So, NHS, we applaud you. Really weird doing it in here by myself, but really good that I've got you guys with me. So, Nemesis, we're not clapping for you.
Dead again. Right, Nemesis is falling over.
Unfortunately, I'm on a big computer because I can hear all of my street clapping outside. I'd love to be able to show you guys, but there's not really a way of being able to do it. Good stuff, guys. Thank you very much, NHS.
Uh-oh. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. No, I'm dead. Game over. Oh, use health. Yes!
Oh, just managed to do that. See, news from 15 years ago is clapping for the NHS as
I
well.
just got off the cable cart and lost Billy. I've swapped their weapons around because otherwise Rebecca would have got mullered. And Luke is just saving and...
Sea Hospital.
Yeah, and now he's coloured. Anyway, update a bit later. Goodbye.
Right, I'm just about to go and fight who I call Earthworm Jim, the big grave digger worm thing you fight in a minute. And
I can even hear the cars on our street beeping as well for the carers.
Fully healing item sets.
good. Wacked. So we'll be back with an update for you guys shortly. Yeah, just died on Earthworm Jim. I think this time I'm going to use weapons. Just died on Earthworm Jim again. Died again. Hate Resident Evil 3 now. Luckily, I found a first aid spray in the safe
Hates
room,
Resident
and
Evil 3 now.
The lamppost, shut up. The lamppost just bent, so I think I might be able to beat this worm for good.
I think this is also the very first time we referenced Earthworm Jim as Earthworm Jim.
Come on. No! The bastard moved. One last chance. Come on, you stupid worm. Yes!
Also, if some of you guys haven't joined our Resident Evil Challenger Discord group, which I highly recommend you do if you haven't already, there's a link to it in the description. I just had a quick little peep into the group. Already I can see loads of new GIFs and animations made from that Dare show. I knew it was a terrible idea bringing that back. With that Dare show, there's quite a few more episodes. I think there was 5 Dare shows we did in total, and only 2 are on YouTube. So there's yeah, loads more to show where that came from.
When you meant to do it with submachine gun and...
The weapon. Oh well. No, don't forget bosses.
Nathan just trying to weasel out of it. Changing stipulations midway through.
Okay, right.
I think that's probably the first time
I don't have much
had
time,
happened.
Just get it.
I really, this time round, because I know there's been a couple of challenges where, you know, we've been awake for like 18 hours, we've been stuck on the same boss fight for hours, we'll be like, oh, we'll just throw a handgun in, or oh, we'll just throw this in. But I really want to try and stay as true to the stipulations that we set on this one. So hopefully we can keep it as it is.
I will have a go. And you want to start, is it Veronica next?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or whatever you want to do. But well done.
Really didn't
And
sound
we'll
too
see what your
enthused
grade is.
about starting Code Veronica there.
What? A grade. Rank A. 4 hours, 10 seconds.
Just think, if I didn't use any first aid spray, that would be an S.
Yep.
Boa.
Well done.
A.
Nathan's on to his next game now. Or have a little chill out, whatever.
So
I just find it mad that he's managed to beat 0 before I've done 3.
So
Fair play, Nathan.
In German language.
I can do it in German. No. Anywho.
Maybe we should do that
Luke is
actually.
still
Maybe we
slightly
should make
away.
that one of the stipulations for one of the games.
But I'm gonna make
Maybe I'll do Code Veronica in German. That would actually be quite difficult.
Anyway, goodbye. Right, just literally just started to Code of Veronica. Turned out the lights so it's pitch black was pretty cool. And Luke is in the facility.
Yep.
Anywho.
Punched by this good bit.
Bye.
It took a lot of work, but I finally finished Resident Evil 3.
6 hours and 10 minutes.
I don't know why I've done this so crap, but at least I finally finished it. What a bitch for me. And Nathan, where are you?
I just got the envelope thing and about to be chased by a dog. So.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
good
Amazing camera skills there.
final cutscene.
Yeah, and should be paying attention. Nice one.
Yes, you should. Well, there's my crappy grade. Let's hope that on remake, I'll do a bit better. So I'm playing Resident Evil Remake next, but first I think I'll chill out after that. Bloody hard gone Resident Evil 3. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Right, it's time for me to start Resident Evil Remake. Time is 4 minutes to witching hour, and we're underway.
So yeah, this was one thing that I started to learn
Right,
around
well,
season
this is
2
good.
in the 60
There's
hertz
some
mode,
real
where the game
survival
runs
mode, and
considerably
only
faster.
using samurai
You get all those
I've managed
weird,
to do it with just the samurai before,
strobes across the
but,
screen. I think it's to do with like the refresh
real
rate.
survival.
It's
Never
different
done
to the
real
refresh
survival
rate on the
runs,
camera.
be prepared for
So
me to
once I
just
realised
as I
that,
did on 3.
so I didn't really notice it so
Yeah,
much when we were
might
filming it. Yeah, we just kind of
Might
stopped
get a
using
pleasant
60
surprise.
hertz. So around
Okay.
season
Just
2,
remembered you
the
can't get
games we were
samurai
playing were
in
actually playing at a
survival,
much
so
slower rate than
normal
we had in some of the ones in
Crap,
season
I just
1.
died.
So I think that may have actually
I'll
contributed to
restart.
why a couple of the games may have been slower to have beaten.
Should I do it with Samurai Edge or not bother? Or just do it with normal weapons? I'll do real survival with normal weapons. I may have lost about 20 minutes, but at least I've learned a valuable lesson. Right, well, I've just got the arm key, and doing pretty well in Remake. Real survival mode, doing quite good time and haven't got hit that many times. Nathan's just done the bit with the cutscene.
I've also just added Jack, Creamy Elephant,
See Dad.
down to the moderators so they can post the Discord link to you guys.
The other one's got the teaspoon in. Just having a bit of midnight.
Yeah, it's really
tea.
annoying. I keep posting the Discord links, but they keep expiring after a couple of days.
Right.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying.
Coming back into
But yeah, if you do need the Discord link, then yeah, just the guys have got it in the chat,
now. And Nathan's continuing on.
which has been growing really, really quickly. I think we're up to about 70 members now, which is amazing. Seeing as we've only had it for about 3 or 4 weeks, so yeah, it's been really, really fun. Really good little community. I'm really glad that you guys have, not just been joining for the streams, but we've also had the Discord and just nerding out and chatting about Resident Evil and boss fights and everything else in between. So yeah, if you're not a member, definitely urge you to join our group.
Pretty fucking hot. But yeah, it's alright. It's a nice new challenge.
Oh wow, really low flying helicopter outside. That was quite random. I have no idea why I was filming this section. I think I didn't actually realise I was still filming. And yeah, at this point in the challenge, I think the sound was pretty much non-existent. So yeah, as I said, this was just after my my brothers had been born. My twin brothers had been born, so they were only like 3 or 4 months old at this point, and they were literally in in the room like next door to us doing this challenge. So yeah, we had to have everything so quiet at this point. I mean, I find it amazing that my parents actually even let us do a Resident Evil challenge at this point. Having newborns of that sort of age, but yeah, very grateful for them that they did.
Sure.
Yeah, they were very supportive of us doing Resident Evil challenges, and yeah, it's been really cool. It's literally like no commentary or anything at this point. Just, and also I don't know why I was filming the shark. I think in my head I thought it was a boss fight. But I think the shark is probably the easiest boss fight out of every single Resident Evil game. It's just like no risk involved whatsoever. I don't think I've even died from that shark. Like, I don't think I've ever gone into that water before electrocuting it.
Right. Well, I had a code to make the V-jolt to destroy the giant plant, but for some reason in real survival mode it wouldn't work. So I had to just spend about 20 minutes going all the way back to the mansion.
So, Demo Morg in the chat asking if my brothers are into Resident Evil. Man, I have tried. I have really tried. I tried getting them into Resident Evil 4 last Christmas, but I think it was just a little bit too old. Like, they're really into gaming. Like, really, really into Destiny 2 and Fortnite and Rainbow Six, FIFA. But yeah, just haven't been able to get them into Resident Evil. I've tried, but unfortunately no success so far.
Right, well, I've just finished disc 1 of Resident Evil Remake. Doing pretty well. And Nathan's on disc 2 of Code Veronica. Beaten the Tyrant boss and stuff, and he's doing pretty well.
To be fair, Nathan's actually doing a pretty good run on Code Veronica here. I think this, did I say it was his first playthrough? First or second playthrough?
With the sniper rifle.
Unfortunately, the sniper rifle section here wasn't quite as classic as the previous challenge.
Oh, I didn't know there was zoom on this.
What's the button then?
He definitely did, because that was how he died last time, because he got the sniper rifle out and zoomed all the way in and got bitch slapped.
That was a nice shot. Purple haze.
So Kemi in the chat asking if we've tried doing this challenge with any other games. So I've always been very, very true to it. I've always myself just stuck to doing Resident Evil. But there's a couple of challenges that I did with another gaming partner, a guy called Matt, where I did Resident Evil, and there was one challenge where he did some Naughty Dog games. So he did like Crash Bandicoot 2 and Uncharted. And then we did another one where we did a co-op on Resident Evil 5. And he then did Metal Gear Solid 4 after that. So yeah, those will be coming up in a couple of weeks' time during the stream. And yeah, I'm still friends with Matt now these days. We still see each other quite a lot. Unfortunately, not as much during the lockdown situation. But yeah, he should hopefully be joining us for the live chat to relive that challenge, which would be pretty cool.
I better check my health actually. Yeah. Anyway, update when I killed. Right, I just killed him in 7 sniper rifle shots and 2 pistol rounds. Anyway, goodbye.
Well, that's one thing I've always found quite funny, is that Nathan will very rarely ever say handgun, and he'll quite often refer to it as a pistol.
Boy, this has gone so out of focus.
405 bows.
As I said, don't use autofocus.
I'll just get it in focus.
Not for filming a TV screen.
Right, let's just see your mouth.
See, this is one thing that I am looking forward to in this next challenge. I mean, hopefully now it seems that we've got the streaming stuff all sorted. Like the Resident Evil 2 remake stream we had over this weekend. Touch wood, had like no problems whatsoever. Technically, it all seemed to play fine and streamed fine, and got some great feedback on that. So we'll be doing the same again for Challenge 2020, where the game that we're playing will be just streamed straight through a capture card. And then we'll just be doing updates and little things off the camera. So it won't be completely through the stream. You'll still see us through the video, through updates and things like that. But it's just going to save us a lot of time, not having to constantly set up the camera to film different things, us playing, all the different angles and stuff. So yeah, one less complication.
We'll sell everything I currently own first.
Apart from ammo.
Should I keep ammo then?
Yeah, keep ammo.
Fine, I'll just sell weapons. Right, so red 9.
The merchant just going crazy in the background. I miss the Merchant. I haven't played Resident Evil 4 in so long.
No, it's okay.
There was a secret part of me that was hoping it was going to get voted for next week's stream, but we'll save that for another time.
Right, so as you can see, I've got quite a bit of...
I might just play it in the meantime anyways, because I've still not played the PS4 remastered version yet. So if I do a run through now, then when I eventually do a stream, I'll have a professional mode unlocked.
And you don't want that scope, don't forget.
Yeah, we'll set it in a minute. And then we'll have hand cannon, as it's free.
Hunting an elephant, are we?
What shotgun? I'll have a riot gun.
Is that all, stranger?
Actually, no. I'll have a striker.
Is that all, stranger?
Cool, yeah, and just a couple of questions in the chat, just asking about the games that we're doing. So I've said it in a couple of other streams. I'll just say it again. So I will be doing Resident Evil Remake. So we're aiming to do about 4 games each. Well, 4 games minimum. I might be doing 5. So I'm going to be doing Resident Evil Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis Original, and Code Veronica. And then Nathan's going to be doing Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 2 Original, and Resident Evil 4. Yeah, so I might be doing a 5th game, which might be a different scenario in Resident Evil 2. It might be Resident Evil Director's Cut. It might be original Resident Evil. Maybe Deadly Science. It's totally up to you guys what you'd like to see. Or maybe we bring back a wild card for it, where maybe I do Leech Hunter or Fourth Survivor or something at random. So yeah, let me know what you'd like to see most, really. Totally up in the air for that one.
Right. So the weapons that I've just gone and purchased. Whoops.
I can't believe, having said all that, I'm still on this update of my Resident Evil 4 inventory. Also, am I the only one that secretly enjoys being a little bit OCD with the inventory in Resident Evil 4? Just going super neat and tidy with the way you package everything in the box. Hope it's not just me. I've already seen comments of people saying, I love doing that inventory.
We'll do for that for now.
What a weird way to be spending your 4:40 AM just organising a box.
Right.
How is this update still going on? I think this 4 hours of unseen footage on the DVD, I never actually said, is just 4 hours of me organising Resident Evil 4 boxes. So DVD buyers, you're certainly in for a treat.
Actually, we'll save the rest for hand cannon. Oh, nice firepower.
Is that all, stranger? Is that all? Thank you. Is that all, stranger? Thank you.
How is this update still going on?
See.
Thank you.
And firepower.
Is that all, stranger? Thank you.
Lastly,
Oh my god.
come here forward. No.
What are you selling?
Right, just double check that's everything. Right, we don't want that scope.
Is that all? Thank you.
So now we can tune up.
I
TMP.
haven't even got around to tuning up yet.
Firepower capacity.
Is that all, stranger?
And now, folks, we are ready to start Resident Evil 4, my last Resident Evil game, on professional mode with those weapons, and I'll customise with the money I find in the game. So, let's get it started. Here we go.
Lose. Like,
Right,
Oh,
just finished chapter 1, 2. Doing pretty well for time now. So how are you doing, Nathan?
So I think this is quite a long playthrough of Resident Evil
Yeah.
4. Because
good luck.
it says on the clock that it's like
We'll be back soon,
5:20
and I
when I
might
did
have
the
a sleep
first
soon.
chapter. But I don't
If
think
I
I
keep
finished
up
it until
this
about
rate.
about 4:30 in the afternoon, something like that.
Right,
So I was actually
well,
playing
I've
Resident Evil
just
4
saved.
for like 11 hours or
That's
so,
me done
which
in
is
for now.
crazy.
I'm gonna have a sleep for a while.
Quite a beefy game
And
sometimes.
I will leave you with Nathan.
And that was with the hand
I'll
cannon
go
too.
on.
It wasn't with like ridiculous
Hi
stipulations.
folks, I just got to Antarctica with Chris. It's about 5 to 7, so I'll be waking Luke up in a minute. And hopefully I'll have this done by 9, so it'll give me about 9 hours to do 2, so hopefully some sleep there. Anyway,
Man,
I'll
Nathan was
update later.
absolutely smashing this
Bye.
challenge.
Right.
And the fact that he was doing Code Veronica too.
And just finished chapter 2, 1. Had a nice little nap, but it went past too quickly. Where are you, Nathan?
Looking
I don't know if I'll ever do a nap in a Resident Evil challenge again, unless it's like. So when I met up with Nathan a couple of weeks ago, he just very casually mentioned about potentially doing a 36-hour challenge one time, and I was
Right,
just
I've
like,
just got
mate,
all
you could
three
barely even stay awake for
gems so I
24
can go
hours.
through the door
But I
now.
think unless we did
And
like a long
Luke's
challenge,
just got
like
to the
36 hours or
end
something,
of chapter
I just
3.1.
these days I can't see the point in napping. I just feel like after I nap, I just wake up
Well,
and I just won't be as refreshed as
Another
before.
update. A bit
I think it's
later.
better to just
Goodbye.
get some good rest before,
Right, this
and
is
then
the
just
final
try and power
fight
through.
on Veronica, and it should be quite easy, I hope. And I forgot to pick up the last green herb. Oh, well, shit happens. Maybe. Oh, look at that, she's dead. Not quite. Right.
Well, you've only got 2 to do after this, and that will be done in like 2 hours.
Right, that's the first bit down.
Man, I think Nathan did better on that
Now let's grab
first
the big
Electro boss
rocket
fight than
launcher
I
and
had
shoot
done on any of the
her
season 1 ones.
out of the sky.
Just trying to remember how many linear launcher shots this took. At least he didn't waste his time trying to use a Magnum. That is a total Nougie facepalm moment. So stupid. I'd totally forgotten I even tried doing that.
Oh, nearly got you. Right, health. Yellow poison.
I wonder what tune. Oh, that's good. Oh, dear. That's the end of
Ugh.
Code Veronica.
And that's the end of Code Veronica. My
Sorry, it might be
second-
a little
this
bit of
sounds
lag
like
here.
my second
My
time I
speeds have
finished
gone down again.
I think I did it pretty quickly,
Yeah.
considering
I
my.
bet you anything that you got a D grade, because in every single challenge we've had, we've both always had D grades.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of crap. What?
It is kinda
What did I
crap.
do last time.
It's mostly from the retries, I think. Well, Code Veronica has a really weird grading system that I only found out a couple of months ago.
Anyway, one that
Because
gets
it's not
full screen
just time
Anyway,
or
D
healing
rank,
items and things.
8
But I
hours,
also
19
found out
minutes
that
and
if you
51
get the
seconds,
hemostatic to
24
Rodriguez,
saves and
then
11
that also
retries.
impacts your final
About
grade
the
as
D.
well. So when I'm actually
Yeah.
going to be doing the challenge for 2020,
Anyway, I'm going
even though
to
it
go on
doesn't
to
change
Resident
anything
Evil
with
2
weapons or key items or
in the near
anything,
future.
I'm going to have to give the hemostatic to
Um,
Rodriguez just to try and improve my grade,
What's
which
his
I think
name?
I'll need because
Luke
of the
is
amount of deaths and first aid sprays I'll probably
is
use.
being chased by a hell of a lot of dogs and using a hand cannon to blow up one little boogie. As you can see. Anyway, I'll update a bit later. Goodbye! Anyway, I just had some breakfast and now I'm about to start Resident Evil 2 on Claire's scenario B save, and Luke is just doing well on Resident Evil 4 and should be finished hopefully. in a
Man,
couple
that
of
room
hours.
just looks so old school. The
Update
TV on top of a
Right,
hi-fi.
Time to fight some bitches.
some bitches, also known as Gyarados. Just going hand cannon crazy here. Missing half the shots. It's quite funny at that part how those two Gyarados move exactly with the same animation. Oh god, I love the hand cannon. I'd be quite interested in doing a Resident Evil 4 knife and hand cannon only challenge. That sounds like quite easy, but like it would actually be quite difficult, I think. But that'd be quite fun.
I actually have that much. Well, compared to how much I've previously had. How's this guy's? There we go.
Such high-powered weapons throughout this whole section.
Oh, I just went and got 10 hand cannon ammo then. Tip bolt.
Yeah, so Kemi in the chat saying, can you even beat the final boss in Resident Evil 4 without the special RPG? So, yeah, I think you would have to use the special RPG on the final boss. But, you know, if it's a weapon that you've got to use, then I think it's kind of included in the stipulation. So even though it's hand cannon only, use a rocket launcher on a boss, then that's what you've got to do. I don't think it's actually possible to beat it with firearms.
Perfect timing. Right, now's the time to use the rocket launcher.
I love doing this. When it just completely shatters. It's a pretty cool animation, actually.
He just shattered.
Killed him.
Yeah. Just with one rocket. Oh, that was brilliant.
Oh, Resident needs to be remade. Just looking at it now, it just doesn't even look that
Me
old.
neither. He normally takes like a shitload.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to playing the
So
PS4
I pretty much
remaster.
upgraded that hand cannon for nothing.
I feel they've done a pretty good job with the
That was quite a good fight.
remastered versions. Like Remake was great, and Zero looked really awesome, and Code Veronica, even though that's not on PS4 and only on PS3, I thought was a fantastic remaster.
Well, guys, we've got about 7 hours, and we're both in our last games. And I'd say we'd have about 3 hours at the most to get them both.
Oh, some guys in the chat saying that you can actually beat the final boss on Resident Evil 4 without using the final RPG, which I didn't actually know. I thought you had to use it to beat him. I thought it was like a
So far,
linear
hit
launcher
ratio is
scenario,
70%,
so that's
killed
news to me.
446 enemies, and I've died.
To be fair,
18
I've never
times,
tried. I've never really,
which is a
never
lot
really
less
had a
than
reason to, I suppose.
128 in the total of my first time I played the professional mode. But anyways, update. Just finished chapter 4-2. And only one death in that chapter, which was pretty good. And how are you doing, Nathan?
Well, I just got the Eagle Stone, Serpent Stone, and half Blue Stone.
Yeah.
And now I've just got to go around with a diamond, keep opening up all the doors I can, basically.
Oh, I need to do a original Resident Evil 2 stream at some point.
Right.
As stressful as it was, I did really enjoy the Resident Evil 2 remake playthrough. It's really inspired me to play some more. So since then, I've actually started doing trying a Claire first scenario run through on hardcore mode, and it's weird. Like I've just got up to the first Birkin boss fight today, and I managed to do the whole RPD with just 2 hits in the end. So even though that playthrough was like, I think I must have had like 50 deaths or something in it, like I have learned leaps and bounds from it. So yeah, it was definitely a good insight into hardcore mode.
Wow, must be that time.
He jumped early and got run over by the minecart.
I love it when zombies do that.
I've always enjoyed the minecart scenario.
Oh, didn't
Apart
see
from that,
Went straight into a barrier.
you can actually hear my brothers crying in the background there.
Yeah.
Best thing to do here is now.
Shoot it straight away. You wouldn't believe you've told me that every time I've done this. Believe me, you have.
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
Thought you might be fast asleep.
No, not
No.
I'm going into Linfield. Try and
Okay.
get these two to sleep. Is there anything you want?
It's the introduction of my mum. I think this bit might have been cut out from YouTube.
Right.
Sausage roll.
I'm only going to Summerfield. It'll only be Summerfield.
Okay.
Summerfield. Wow, that really shows the age of this challenge, doesn't it?
Just rolled.
That's right.
Thank you.
My mum going out to get us some sausage rolls from Summerfield. Oh man.
Well, anyway.
I don't think I'm even gonna go to sleep till like later.
No, you don't have to, but I just might get some.
Man, Nathan absolutely smashed this challenge. No sleep, beat his games way before me. He did it pretty flawlessly, all things considering. So, Seedole in the chat asking me, are there any Resident Evil games that I haven't played? Yeah, there are some. I mean, I've beaten most of the series. Like, obviously, you guys have seen me beat the main series a couple of times. Well, not a couple of times, loads of times. But I've still not beaten 7. Just gone on loads of rants about that before. But yeah, I haven't beaten 7. I haven't beaten Outbreak 1 or 2. I've played Outbreak 1, which I really enjoyed actually, but I've just never finished it before. What else? I've not beaten Revelations 2. I've beat Revelations 1. So I'm going to start playing Revelations 2 soon, once my time isn't spent on Resident Evil 2 Remake and Final Fantasy 7 Remake. What else haven't I beaten? I've beaten most of them. I've never actually beaten Code Veronica Gun Survivor. I've not beaten that one before. Maybe I'd do that for a challenge sometime to mix things up. But yeah, I think I've pretty much beaten most of them. Oh, and I've never beaten Operation Raccoon City. Not beaten that one either.
I know where you use it. Just give me a second. Have you checked all the doors in this hallway?
Yeah.
Well then I know where you use it. Go into that police office.
Oh, and to American viewers who are watching, back to the Summerfield reference. Summerfield used to be a supermarket chain in the UK, which isn't around anymore. So yeah, it's really weird hearing that being referenced.
That was the mine chase. Almost finished Resident Evil 4. Not got too much more to do. Right, just finished chapter 4-3. Resident Evil 4.
Coming close to the end of this stream, guys. Only got about 10 minutes left of this challenge. And then we're done with season 1. Yeah, seeing that broken window in the corner there just makes me realise like how clever an idea the boarding up the windows is on Resident Evil 2 Remake. I think it's yeah, really great idea. Oh, I just love it. I just love Resident Evil 2 Remake. Like, it's really weird. Like, I played it as soon as it came out, did the first 2 scenarios, and then just got so distracted with work and everything else that was going on that I just haven't played it since. So I haven't played it for about a year until last weekend. And when we did the Resident Evil 2 Remake stream last weekend, it just reminded me just what a perfect, amazing Resident Evil game it is. So since then, I've been playing the shit out of it. It's, yeah, such an awesome game. Five stars from me, definitely.
Oh, this thing annoys me. There we are, all done.
Oh man,
Hand cannon's just way
that
too
boss fight with the hand cannon, just so
way
quick.
too good. Be back with updates soon.
More acid rounds.
Well, end of the chapter and end of the first dish.
Six hours 44 at that point. Took me nearly 7 hours to do the first disc, which is mad.
Resident Evil 4. And Nathan's going to have a boss fight soon, which you will enjoy watching, I hope. Because I don't think we've had the boss fight before. Anyways, be back soon. Nathan's fighting Mr. X. This isn't the boss. We got delayed looking for the
See,
tank,
this is back
so
in the days when acid rounds
we'll have
actually
that
used to
boss
be
fight soon.
useful against boss fights. So for those of you who didn't catch the Resident Evil 2 remake stream, man, using the acid rounds in Claire's scenario,
Good job.
other than the
You're doing
lickers,
pretty well. And me,
but like you know, there were still some
Yeah.
lickers where I had to use 2 acid rounds to actually kill them. Acid rounds were just like pointless, really. Like all the boss
Just
fights, they
finished
just
chapter
seemed to do
5 one.
nothing. Like even the
Took a while,
final,
but getting there.
the
And
final
Nathan is
G
just
fight
about
on the
to fight
train,
this boss now.
I just kept shooting acid rounds straight into his eye, and it just did nothing. And then I did the same boss fight, and I just used a handgun, and it whooped him. So yeah, but yeah, in the original Resident Evil 2, acid rounds are just so powerful.
Oh,
That ain't fair.
what the? How long has it been since you've saved?
Oh, the old classic Birkin one-hit kill.
Uh-oh.
Right. Not too long, I don't think.
Since you've got the crank?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's good.
Oh, shit.
Well, we'll be back with a rematch.
That's so weird. I said
Still
rematch.
her.
Right, go down and have a rematch of this boss.
Are you out of your mind?
Yes. I'm trying to save you, darling. Ba-dum-ts.
Oh man, I was getting so delirious at this point.
That's annoying.
So I
you
really
can't see
like
what you're
this
shooting.
kind of like cave environment where you fight this Birkin. But when you think about it, it's just very simple and basic. It's just, you know,
That's it.
just like a
Oh,
straight
right, keep going.
platform that you fight him on. But the new
Oh,
boss fight of Birkin
doing?
in the steam
How's it
room,
going?
where you go around all the different corners and he goes one way, you go the other way. I thought they just did it so well. It's
Good
really,
man.
really fun.
Just got back on
However, I found doing
and-
that boss Claire's first
and,
scenario
yeah.
to actually be a lot harder than the
ready
second
to do
scenario.
the final.
Because yeah, I haven't been
slog
able to get
of
the
Resident
submachine
Evil
gun yet.
challenge.
And I found the
We've
submachine
still
gun
got
way
about
easier to
4
fight
hours
with.
roughly.
So
So yeah, let's keep.
that's
that.
so weird. I said so and then I said so on there. Oh, the classic spark shot.
Uh oh. 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 Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Oh.
See, look how powerful the acid
You got
rounds are
lucky.
there.
And I have just finished chapter 5 too. Only 2 more chapters to go. Whoop-de-doo-ba, whoop-de-doo.
Basically, I killed him.
And got some more acid rounds.
Yup.
Wicked. We'll be back shortly.
Whoa, shit.
Nathan's doing a boss battle.
Another one.
Ah,
9 health.
Oh!
It's so weird,
That's
like,
not
he
good,
gets
is
so
it?
many
No,
slashes
because
in
that's
that
what
attack,
happened
but it
last
doesn't
time when he
actually do
finishes
as
you
much damage as it should do.
Ah! You can't hit you.
See,
What?
like, she got slashed like 5 times. She's only on yellow caution.
Did he even touch you? Oh, I didn't see that. Try and keep your distance. Go! Now, move! If only they had a quick turn in this, it would be so much better.
So Mel back in the chat asking what sort of temperature was it like in our rooms back in those days with 2 old monitors and 2 consoles running for 24 hours.
Anyways,
So
I'm just
the
about to go and
GameCubes
fight
don't really
trolls.
emit much heat. So they're pretty small, they're pretty efficient with power, they're not very noisy or anything. So they don't really emit much heat. Those CRT TVs
Nathan's
did
just died and he
emit
hasn't
a bit of
saved
heat.
in
But
ages.
back in those days it wasn't too bad. I think I find it a
It's
lot
where
harder
we
these
get
days with
3 stones
laptops, I find. When you're using a laptop or a
when you
computer
first-
to
just after you got the
stream
crank?
and record, like
Yeah,
that
that's
emits
the
a lot
last
of
time I
heat.
can remember you
The
saving.
new
You're
like consoles
lucky.
like PlayStation 4 and the 360, they're way
This is gonna
louder
go
and get way
right back
hotter
up
than
an hour or
GameCubes
something.
did back then. So yeah, man, like now, like for the challenges,
Excuse
the
you.
most
Oh,
recent
that's not
challenges
too
we've been
bad.
doing, it's been way hotter than
Okay.
it ever was back in those days.
The fight with Tarouser. Prepare for your
Tarouser.
death, Leon.
I love that you've got sound effects from Resident
Let's
Evil
hope he doesn't
2
get another
at the
one-shot
same
kill.
time as well.
What? Come a little closer to my magnum. And my friend called Mr. Knife. Oh, that's close. I like to ran
Oh,
straight into.
Dickhead.
What?
Freaking poison.
Uh-oh. Oh, I think I may lose this time. Why did
Oh.
it shoot? I was like pressing the button. Right. Try again.
Prepare for your death.
And just out of interest, guys, because just one thing I've thought about, because obviously we've sort of been circling the same sort of Resident Evil games normally, you know, 0, Remake, 2, 3, Code Veronica 4, and we are including 3 and 2 Remake this time. But are there any games that you feel that we always missed off the
Why
list?
isn't
Is
it
there
getting
one
here?
where you're like, why didn't they ever include this? Or anything. Like, we've tried including 5 for a bit. I don't feel there's much love whenever I've asked before to bring it back. So, or are you happy with the choice of games?
Like that, pressing the A button to go and shoot him, and no flipping bullet comes out.
No flipping
Finally beat him.
bullets.
Finally beat him with the knife. And used the magnum on his legs to get him down. Thank God for that. Right, better get out before this place explodes. Thank you for just finished chapter 5.3, going on to chapter 5.4. Almost there, guys. Almost there.
Oh wow, I forgot that Nathan was doing a B scenario. Man,
Well done.
this may well have been Nathan's
Now,
best challenge ever.
You, matey, are lucky enough to finish the Resident Evil
What a
challenge.
terrific job.
The last one of 2005.
2005.
Right, and that's the ending of my part of the challenge. I just got a B on 2 and did it in 3 hours 36 minutes 54 seconds. I'm completely knackered now, as you can most probably tell. But I think it went way I think it went very well. And how's Luke doing?
Almost done. Mike's just died on this chapter, so
Oh,
too much to do.
But anyway,
Too much to do.
goodbye update.
Right, just finished chapter 5.4. Going on
Oh,
to
this is
chapter
almost
5.
it.
The racing challenge is almost complete.
The end of season 1.
Oh, thank God, after several tries, finally beaten the final boss. And now all we have to do is ride the ski boat out, and we have finished.
And the famous jet ski part.
Final part of Resident Evil 4 to do.
Let's hope that Luke don't crash.
Not over yet.
Anyway.
Thankfully, I didn't have a Nathan Classic jet ski moment. I'm really looking forward to reliving that actually
I've done
in
it.
Challenge
How do you
1
feel
Season
then?
2.
I feel a bit stupid. I'm still in my pyjamas at 10 past 4 in the afternoon.
Goon.
I'm fucking glad I've finally done it.
Anywho.
Right, what time did we get for the challenge? 23 hours, 22 hours, 40 minutes roughly.
Not bad going. Other than that
Quickest jet so
shocking,
We've done like our favourite
shocking
challenge.
attempt at Resident
Good
Evil
challenge.
3 at the start.
Anyway.
I look forward to the next one. So, from us, that's the end. Wait, we actually need to see what my final grade was.
Good point.
I wonder if you can skip the cutscenes. Yes. Oh, that was a good challenge.
Very good. So yeah,
I need to put some of this.
rather tired now. Anyway. Update.
Well, yeah. 10 hours, 37, 48 on professional mode.
Oh,
That's my
man.
fastest on professional
I think
mode,
that's the
so
first
pretty good. Hit
and
ratio,
maybe
71%.
only ever challenge that I've done 4 and over 10
Number of
hours.
times killed,
That's a
62.
pretty
I
long,
did pretty crap, but
long
professional mode's a
attempt.
bit- Anyways, we'll see you in the next Resident Evil challenge.
Goodbye.
Way! And that is Resident Evil Challenge Season 1 finished. So we've successfully completed our first 2 episodes of the Watchalong. Oh man, that first challenge, Challenge 3, was that was a long old watch, but hopefully you enjoyed getting to see some scenes that you've never seen before. It's been really fun getting all you guys together for this stream. Yeah, we'll be doing the same thing again next week. We'll be starting Season 2. We'll be doing Challenges 1 and 2 of Season 2, so that'll be really fun. So yeah, thanks for that. And next Friday, just to repeat again, I will also be streaming my first proper playthrough of Resident Evil Director's Cut. So yeah, Friday, 6 PM, going to try and do it all in one sitting. Yeah, be good to have you guys there. Help me out a little bit like you did in my Resident Evil 2 remake stream. And yeah, just final push, if you've enjoyed the stream, if you've enjoyed the past couple of streams we've done over the past couple of weeks, all of this for the Help Them, Help Us Heroes NHS charity, which we gave a clap earlier for. Yeah, feel free to put in a donation on the link that's just above there, and all of the donations will be up for a chance to win one of the upcoming, this isn't the actual one, but one of the 2.0 Resident Evil Challenge box, every single challenge that we've done, and some other merch that we've got as well. So yeah, thank you for that. Also, you can feel free to pre-order the DVD. The final orders are going in next week, so if you haven't sent a pre-order in yet, the link is just up on the description on YouTube. So yeah, thanks for joining, guys. It's been a really fun stream, and I shall see you same time next week for Season 2.